And I think we're live. Hello, Mr. Blue. Hey, Ryan.
Hey.
Uh-oh. We're getting the echo.
The echo?
Yeah.
1 second. How's that?
Sounds let's see. Oh, no.
What the heck?
Let's see.
That's weird. Plug the headphone jack in, but still come out the computer speaker.
Okay, Windows, you may have to change your volume and outbound settings. Right-click on your volume. Boy, I can't even talk when I hear that. Happy birthday, Mama Lego.
Oh, it worked now. I didn't do anything.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Sounds good.
Yeah.
See, sometimes it could be StreamYard sometimes.
That's weird. So you were saying right click, so I right clicked on it, pulled up a menu. And I wasn't sure what to click on, and I thought, well, I better plug it in first. So I plugged it in, and it started coming through the headphones. So,
Rick, you are echoing, not Ryan. Well, yeah, because that's the thing. My audio was coming out on his end, and StreamYards is amalgamating all the audio sources. Yeah.
It's funny then, but some nights it's fine, and others not. Like,
Yeah,
I've had some nights where I didn't wear them, and it was okay. But yeah, just funny with StreamYard.
It was last night, Macro's stream. He was having a hell of a time. He was fine. He had 2 cameras going. And then as soon as he had Butt Chop come in and sit on his screen, all of a sudden the reverb was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Butt Chop's got some idea of what he's doing because he knows he's using OBS and he can use StreamYard. So he's got it figured out pretty good on how he can use both. But Macro, Mark, he's still learning the stuff and trying to figure out what to turn on and turn off before he starts. Yeah. And clearly, once he brought in Butt Chop, it's like, okay, so now we're getting the secondary audio back through something.
Yeah.
And what I suspect was he had one of the mics on one of his cameras on, even though he's convinced it was off.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I spent 2 minutes setting up 3 cameras, even though you don't see the other one. The other one, here, I'll let it. It's there. It's ready.
Oh, yeah.
And I sit there and it's like, okay, only one mic is set. And the mic that is actually set is this one.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the other mics on. Hey, Baby Yoda. So it wasn't a great haul week, especially compared to previous weeks.
Yeah.
I did do my research Thursday night and had a couple of targets and went out searching, and boy, did I strike out pretty good. I mean, in a, product to time ratio, it was not good in my favor. That's for sure. But it was fun. It was okay.
It's kind of like my last weekend where I was running around Walmart's. Yeah, that pissed me off. Oh, man. And you know what? I had watched Stock Track for over a week, and it never changed once as far as they said they had 6 on hand.
That was the worst part of my situation was like
places.
I could see their stock, and actually they were convinced they had it too in one case. I had guys working for me for about 25 minutes.
Oh, really?
And we still couldn't find what I was looking for.
Well, and like they, the ones that I was talking to, they scanned it and they're like, okay, no, it says 0 on the back. It says 0 on the shelf, and she goes down and it told her even like where, like it must say so far down or where, and she's like, it should be right here.
Yeah,
they're not there. So I even got down. I was looking like underneath the shelves, seeing if somebody had stashed them, or who knows. Yeah, whatever, that's off.
I'm trying to fix something.
Oh, I drove. Oh, I bet you I drove around Winnipeg for a good hour and a half. Pissed the wife off, no end. She had to wait an extra hour at the shopping center. But,
fortunately, I did all this running around on my own while my wife was working from home.
oh, yeah.
Well, I had to see. I forget that this time I was hitting stores that were in the malls. Now, if I was hitting, I was hitting the Walmarts. Walmarts on their own, they tend to open at 7 in Toronto. But if they're part of a mall, they tend to open at 10 or 11.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, really annoying. So, of course, then I have to choose, okay, I got 3 Walmarts, different products in each one. Clearly, I can't hit them all at opening. So I'm rolling the dice. What has the best probability? What do I want the most, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, okay.
Right.
So I figured the one dead south of me would be the best bet. And, and I get there when they open and we start looking for the stuff I'm looking for. It's like, no, strike out. It's like, oh, this is killing me. But, and I end up walking away with what I call a consolation prize, something I have wanted, but didn't feel any real need or rush to pick it up. But then when they had it, it was in the clearance section. One thing that was nice was the first one was the Dufferin Mall Walmart. One of the first Walmarts in Canada. They were the original Wilcos that Walmart had picked up the leases on when they bought out Wilco. And so it was like one of the first 20 Walmart stores. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, I go in there and they're ripping the place apart and it kind of looks, a little dumpy. But it was definitely interesting watching them trying to still be open and renovate, and everything is squished together. And you can see that where some lanes are in their semi-permanent position where they're actually wider than they used to be. I guess they figure COVID and similar things aren't going away anytime soon. We're going to need wide lanes for people to walk around and maneuver in. But then you can see where they have to squish some things just because of the construction and renovation and everything. And it's like, oh, and it's one of those weird 2-floor stores. So they got those movators. Actually, it's not. Is it even a movator anywhere? No, it's just a regular escalator now. When I was a kid, it was a movator, the flat treaded thing that you could just, ride a bike on, or it used to be cool. You get a skateboard in the store and you go all the way down to the basement floor. It used to be wicked, until the store detective, that's what they used to call them, right? It wasn't even security. The store detective would catch you and then, put your picture on their wall and put your picture up at the cashiers. You can't come to this store, you were banned. I know, I had my picture put up once, so it's like, yeah. Zellers was the same thing, right? Store detective. All that really meant was big scary bully when you're 9 years old.
Yeah.
Grabbing you by the scruff of your collar. Come here, Sonny. You're going to the back room until we call your mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
And of course, it doesn't help. I can't remember the number. Well, then you will sit here forever, son. Because when you're 9 years old, you can't figure out how to get out of that situation.
Yeah. Oh, I remember now.
Yeah. But let's see. What? Like I said, it's just a small things today. Let's see. Put that there. So this I did pick up from Walmart. So this was my consolation prize after running around and hunting stuff. And again, we went to the Mega Well. There was actually a couple good deals in that store, but you can't buy everything, you know?
Yeah.
And there's stuff that was a good discount I had no interest in. A lot of troll sets that were 50 to 75% off. But even those
troll sets, eh?
but they're troll sets. And I'm not a bricklaying store, so they have no appeal to me, even though there's some really good a lot of good parts in them that'd be expensive.
Yeah.
But not for me. I'm not mocking much. I'm not bricklinking, so it's like, Then there was the New York City landscape architect set. I think it was like all of $7 or $8, and that makes it. I mean, I got that one wrong. That one was $20 or $25, but that puts it at least 66% off, I think. So that's pretty good, but I'm not into the architecture sets much, and I don't want to start picking them up. I have one, and it's not even Lego. It's the Dragon blocks. It's a CN Tower. It's only because it's a CN Tower that I have it. And I don't have a lot of interest in the micro scale architecture sets. They just don't appeal to me. A lot of repetition in those. Not a lot of selection in parts. I've looked at the manuals for a lot of them. And it's like, there's just no appeal to me in those builds. Not at all. Maybe if I had visited more of the places.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if I look at something like, if I had visited that place, that'd be more interesting to me. Trafalgar Square. Okay, that'd be a nice set if I'd been there.
Yeah.
But as you know, I like to do my military sets and my tanks and jets and stuff. And this is from their the newish. This was over a year ago when they first came out with this. Here, I'll bring it up a little closer. Well, I got no light on that, huh? The military line, but it's like a entry level kids. They call it the Wonder Builder series 6+ age. It's very dumbed down from, like, if you remember from Mega Construx, I had the Call of Duty jets. Those things were like model quality. This is not model quality.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's really sad looking. And even these minifigs, this was the first wave of these new figs that they were putting out, which would be a close cross between a Lego minifigure and a Mega Construx, say Call of Duty minifigure, somewhere in between. Actually, if you're familiar with things like Block Tech, it's probably closer to a Block Tech figure than anything else. But yeah, it's what I ended up grabbing. Now, what was good about that was it was only $7. Yeah, $7, and this was going, I think, for $24 at full price. So, you know, $7 at 200+ pieces for stuff I'm already interested in. Like, I already bought that tank previously.
Yeah, that's not bad, eh?
They actually got a third set I hadn't seen, but all it is terrain. Now, what I've been waiting for, I didn't want to actually get this jet so much as I wanted to get the Top Gun jet. They've had a Top Gun branded jet, and I've yet to see it in Canada, and I haven't seen it anywhere I could import it from that was worth
like a Mega one?
Yeah, Mega's got one. Yeah,
well, I knew Kobe has them.
Yes, Kobe has one for like the UK and Europe, but Mega Construx has a movie tie-in jet, which might just be a repaint of this. I don't know, but I wanted that Top Gun branding. I really did. And it is Top Gun Maverick, so it is for the movie.
Yeah.
But I've yet to see it, yet to be able to order it. Canada, States, UK.
Like, I've been tempted to get the Kobe one because they've got, I think there's 2 or 3. There's a couple like fighter jets, and then they've got like a World War II like prop plane.
Yeah, I think they've definitely got the bad guy set. You know, but you know, and the thing is, some of the better Kobe stuff is going to be an import because I don't see a lot of it on Amazon Canada.
Yeah, there's a bit like well, about a month ago you could get all three of the Top Gun planes on there. And now I think still two of them you can, but they're the third party. None of them are Amazon.
Hey, Aaron. What you doing tonight, Aaron? Got anything interesting to build? Let's see. And here's another one from Walmart, except of course this is a delivery from one of my warehouses. And this is very small. And I resisted putting this order in. And it's kind of funny that I bothered to resist, but again, with the Mega stuff, some of it is very hard to get in Canada for whatever distribution problem reasons I don't know. It shouldn't be this hard, especially since the company was Canadian before Mattel stuck their fingers in the cookie. But the thing is, in the cookie jar. But even before, there's been huge problems in Canada, and sometimes there's no rhyme or reason for it. Like if a company is going to draw a line and say, you know what, it's just easier for us to deal with Amazon and we're not going to send to the stores, I get that. But when one of your major stores is Walmart and you've got that deep, long relationship with them, what is the problem with getting this stuff into their stores? I don't know.
Yeah.
Because are they actually going to try and suggest that, oh, the Walmart product buyers are only buying some of the stuff from each wave? Like, I don't believe that. For Canada, I don't believe that for 1 minute. They're buying it all, if they can get their hands on it.
Even some of the stuff that, like, I'm running into this issue with these, damn Black Series figs. Like, they are so freaking hard to find. It's ridiculous. It's like, and I don't know if it's limited quantity they make or what they're doing. Like,
it's not production being low. It is not production being low. That is for sure. I get enough sources that tell me no.
You'd think you'd be able to find them online fairly easily. It's not.
At times, some of the stuff you could find so easily, and at other times, it's very regionalized for some reason. Like, you can go to Mexico right now and find the last 2 years worth of Mega on all the shelves easily in many areas.
Mm-hmm.
And then up here, we can't get anything at times for some of the lines. Some of it just doesn't come up. That alien queen set I had here somewhere. Now, of course, I can't find it when I want it. Like, I imported that. And until it finally became available, like 8 months later.
Yeah.
It was so frustrating. And now I think it's actually available. I'm not sure if it's third-party seller or actual Amazon, but yeah, it is so weird with Mega.
You were willing to take the chance that it would
I wait for some of this stuff, and that makes it even more frustrating. So with some of this Mega stuff, because the waves have been small, I've managed to more or less acquire the entire wave over time, but then they come out with certain little ones, and it's like, okay, great. Now, there's some stuff that I don't mind chasing, and then some stuff I just go, well, it's not really something buildable, so I don't care.
Yeah.
But you'll see something I was very pleased to finally say. Yeah, and I've had the opportunity for a little while, maybe a month, maybe a little less, to order it online, but I was really trying to find it in stores, and I was trying to find a sister line to this in the stores and just hoping to pick it all up. Because it's low priority stuff. It's not sets. So for me, it's like, if I got to get it, I don't.
Yeah.
So Jason, how you doing there? Look at this sad looking jet. And you should see some of the stuff Jason's working on now. He's got some great stuff going on.
B-22.
But you know what? For $7, that jet's not bad. That's a quickie build. All right. And then, and there's also some things that I don't want to order online just because I don't want it to get abused in shipping.
Yeah.
I saw your video. It's like, oh man. and by all means, pull them out and show us in a bit. But it's like, yeah. It's like, no.
I know. And I just knew when I got that package, I saw it. I was like, oh, that was the one that came while we were away in Winnipeg.
Okay.
I got a hold of my neighbors. It was their son was actually still home. I got his number, so he came over and picked it up for me. When I got back and went and got it, I saw the bag. I was like, oh no, that's not going to be good. I kind of roughly felt it and like, oh, I can feel creases and stuff in this. It's not going to be pretty. Yeah.
Here, let me see. I want to move one of these cameras again. And whoop. So this is one I've been looking for locally. I don't know if you're familiar with Splinter Cell.
Oh, I think
Really
I've
cool
seen
looking
some
figure.
of those in Toys R Us.
Yeah, Toys R Us generally is a lot better, a lot higher success rate at finding some of these sets and figures, especially these loose figures. And then some of these are also released in a 5-packs. But this one is, if you go into the store, they've got. Oh, by the way, there you go with Black Series. Remember you were asking me about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, more mature theme, whatever. And but I figured the figure was so cool, and I'd seen it a few times online. It's like, yeah, if I can get it, I will. The only problem with the Mega Construx figures is the blister packs. They're glued so poorly, and I find they dry out because ones I have from a few years ago, the glue has started to separate. So I'm not too thrilled with that. But there we go. We got Sam Fisher there. Now that's a one-off. That's just you get the box and they have 5 or 6 different figures where they're trying out different themes to see how well they do.
Yeah.
And then everything else in here is supposed to be one theme. Oh, look at that. So there's Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones. Now I have a version of her in at least one of the sets, like in the dragon set.
Yeah.
And, just like Lego, they take the same characters, repaint them, change them up, whatever. And there's like the same 8 characters throughout half those sets I've got on the shelf. But there's, yeah. And you know what's funny? If you went on, let's say, eBay or even in some of the Facebook groups, people are selling these at $20, $22 each before shipping.
Oh, really?
Well, it's horrible. They buy the whole box out. They go to Walmart or wherever. They buy the whole box, take it home, and they pay $4 or $5 a figure, and then they turn around and they're flipping the whole thing. The artificial scarcity of this stuff is just horrible. So if you think Lego's bad, sometimes it's nothing compared to what we're seeing in the Mega community. Yeah, the figures are actually really good. Okay, this one's Drogon. This is from the current wave of 5 figures that are like this. This is the only one that's not a figure. But I figured, cute, figured that since I had the 2 big dragons, that why not? If I'm getting these loose figures all at the same time, then I might as well get this guy. I just hate the plain gray backing. This is the old school Hot Wheels or Majorette backing. Remember that on the Hot Wheels cars? They're just
kind of.
Yeah, Hot Wheels is Mattel, so honestly, it's literally that boring to look at. The front's nice if you can keep it on card, but like I said, if you're not going to be opening these, you'll probably find in 3 to 5 years you'll be disappointed, especially if you've been moving stuff around in boxes.
Yeah.
This is probably going to disappoint a little.
Off.
I think it's going to fall off. Because I did try with one of the Halo ones to reglue it unsuccessfully. So I'm definitely never going to be some great counterfeiter or faker. Because I know people who, they have purchased the odd, thing and found out, oh, someone screwed with it. Tyrion Lannister. One of the sad things about this line is the whole line is like 3 or 4 years too late. I mean, Game of Thrones has gotten real quiet since there's been nothing on TV for a while. I know there's a new spin-off series coming, but who knows if Mega will even have this license then. But it's kind of cool because you're still getting great-looking figures with some nice builds, including those 2 dragon sets they have. But yeah, he's kind of cool. Gonna live. The blister packs are actually neat because you can see where they're designed to come open easily. So if you're ever in a store and wonder why the kids are stealing them, they're honestly nothing to rip open. They got this little pull tab that comes clean.
Oh,
yeah, it's kind of sad. Let's see what else we got. Eddard Stark. I'm trying to remember the series, what character he is. Because that's not Jon Snow. So is Eddard Stark the father?
Oh, see, I never watched Game of Thrones.
Or was he the cripple boy? I can't remember now. I don't think he was the cripple boy. Geez, I'm going to have to go back. I did watch the whole series, too. I mean, it got ridiculous after season 3, but there's literally an episode called Red Wedding. Oh, my goodness. If you watch nothing else, you got to watch it. Yeah.
I've watched a lot of like the Facebook videos. I've seen lots of like clips and stuff off there. Enough to pique my interest, but
yeah. Well, it was such a racy, mature series. Oh, here's Jon Snow. So clearly different characters. So there's a Jon Snow character. I clearly have way too much light going on here. And when well, at least they're not lazy. Because it would be really easy to take these 2 characters that have big animal pelts on their shoulders, straps going a crisscross. Okay, so you know what they did do, though? They reused the molds for the body, the torso, the cami. What do they call that thing that goes around the hips? You see it on the stormtroopers.
Oh,
that little kind of skirtish thing. Anyway, it's part of their setup. So they've used the same element, but it's different colors and then with different prints on the color. But that's actually pretty cool. I'm assuming the cape is rubberized. I'm hoping. Yeah, it's rubberized. What's cool, another thing that's cool is these are great little one-offs. Like if you only want the one figure, it's got a nice little nameplate with it printed. So it's, and it looks like it's got their family printed on it. Yeah, it does. So they're the Stark family, the Targaryen family, Lannister. Let's see, Lannisters. Yeah, Lannister's family. That's cool. It's got their different logos.
So when I was in Toys R Us, I seen like those, and then there was also a mixed bag. Like I didn't recognize some of the figures from these different lines, but there was actually, because there was like 4 or 5 things, and one of them was they had one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was in one of these packs.
Yeah. Yep.
So there was
it a black and white?
Boxes of them here. Yeah, I think they called it. It was one of the classic ones anyway, or looked like from the comic books. What it kind of reminded me of the artwork or anything, anyway on the packaging. but I tried seeing if I could find one. No, they were all pulled, long gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, if I can find one, I'm buying that. Nope.
There's a set of TMNTs that I want. They're actually black and white, and only the bandana is painted with a color.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if they're all painted red or if they all have the individual colors. I think they're supposed to represent the old comic book when
The
they were
comic
black.
book, the
They all
original.
yeah, the original Eastman Layard design. But those are another case of the guys who have them want at least $20 a figure, plus whatever it's going to cost me to import it. It's like, I don't want them that bad. $5 a figure, no problem. But I'm not. And literally, you can't believe how many eBay guys right now have 4 or 5 of these. And it is hard, actually. Apparently, it's funny. So from what I discovered, there's a lot of people who just want the dragon because they love dragons, right? And then there's a lot of people who don't want any of the dragons just because the dragon isn't to scale to the figures. So some guys have the 4 figures and some guys have all 5. And yeah, if you look, I mean, we all know eBay can be crazy, and it is definitely crazy for this stuff, these loose figures. I don't kill myself to get these figures because, if I take them out of the package, what do I do with them? That's it.
Yeah.
You're done. You took them out of the package.
Yeah.
That's why I don't cry about it. I want to build stuff. I made sure that when I had an opportunity to get stuff like Castle Grayskull, that I run for. These figures, if all I was going to be stuck with was that, $100 scammer on eBay, it wasn't probably going to happen because I just don't see the value in it. Because you're still only talking, let's see, these are $5, maybe $6 a piece right now. These figures still on the shelf. And if you wait a little bit longer, if they're still there, you go to say Toys R Us, you'll get them $2 off. But do you risk it? Because sometimes they disappear.
The other thing I noticed at Toys R Us is that they've rebooted the whole line of Master of the Universe like action figures, eh?
Oh, the figures. So I've been looking for He-Man, and He-Man specifically. And so Walmart, Ram Man, and
Man at Arms or whatever.
Man at Arms is in some places, and then I think Fisto, the big punching, guy white guy, silver chest, and he's got a big armored hand.
Oh, okay.
Walmart is filthy with these 3 figures. Every Walmart that I went to.
You can find Battle Cat too pretty easily.
Battle Cat, and I also Battle Cat on his own, and Battle Cat with Prince Adam. I don't want Prince Adam. I want the He-Man figure.
Yeah.
Because something I read says the buildable Battle Cat that I've got is to scale with the He-Man figures. And
okay.
So I was actually looking for one when I was at that Burlington toy show. I was hoping I was going to get my hands on one, but that didn't happen. Even one that was kind of rough, or maybe an opportunity for me to paint a figure, because that'd be kind of cool. Do a custom He-Man figure.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe that's what I'll have to do. Get a cheaper He-Man that's ripped up, or even get a Prince Adam and repaint him. Although I don't think it would work with the Prince Adam, because I think his shirt vest is actually part of the mold and not just paint. But and I actually had opportunities to get battle damaged Skeletor. But I go, no, that's not what I want. How weird is that going to be? Mr. Blue Sky. Wait, whoa.
Yeah, no, I saw that too, eh?
Yeah.
Mr. Blue, you got to quit changing your name.
Yeah.
Because we're still going to call you Mr. Blue.
Pick 1 or 9,
Yeah.
Leave some for everybody else.
Like I said, we're still just going to call you Mr. Blue anyways.
Yeah, I'm just going to call you Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
It's right up there, in my head with calling, the Rogers Center Skydome. I'm going to call it Skydome until I die.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it Rogers Center. Nope. So you told me. Actually, forget that. You pulled out some stuff on your video today.
Yep.
Let's see what you got.
For sure. So, you know what? I'll show you. So, the one thing I did get in Winnipeg.
So, hang on a second. I'm going to make this a little.
Oh, for starters, my shirt.
Oh, okay. See, I don't understand the reference.
Oh,
so,
okay. Anyone that watched The Office will be giggling anyway. So,
tell us the reference though. I mean, because I've barely watched the show.
So, the character Dwight Schrute works in The Office. He has a beet farm, which he also runs a bed and breakfast. So,
okay.
I know one. I don't know if it was what the heck was it. There's one of the episodes where he was wearing his own paraphernalia. He was wearing like a sweater. It said Street Farms Beats or something like that on it. And it was funny. I seen that and I thought that would be a hilarious shirt to own. And then I stumbled across this on Amazon. I saw it and was like, oh, I have to get that.
So I don't think I've ordered any shirts yet from Amazon. From China, yeah, and even then, that was a roll of the dice. Because it's like, oh God, what size is it going to be? And when I order from China, the sizes are like 3X, 4X, 5X, 6X for stuff that could fit me. It's like, really?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you look at the measurement chart, like, oh my God, it's so vastly different.
So, yeah. So Nathan and I both got a couple poly bags. So we ended up getting the same one. So I got a Harry Potter poly bag just because I didn't want to feel left out. So
nice.
I think that's a newer one. I think. I honestly don't know though. I still need the Imperial Shuttle to start. I've yet to find that. Yeah, so got a couple of these.
Well, I just Mr. Blue 4X, but is that American 4X or Canadian
French shirt? Yeah.
Or Chinese 4X? Because trust me, that's going to be something different.
So we got the Mando.
So those were discounted?
Yeah, they were $14 a piece.
Okay, cool. So I kept seeing them everywhere for $10 off. So that's right. Yeah, 14. Ah, yes.
So that's the one I got when we were at Evans. That came from the West Edmonton Mall Lego store. That one.
Right.
The crushed one's behind me here. We got Scout Trooper.
Nice.
Helmet.
Did you see someone's posted instructions for that in one of the color schemes for Urza from Rebels?
Oh, or Ezra.
Ezra, yeah.
Oh, okay, you're right, because that's right.
He's got a caramel colored or a tan colored one or something that he's worn.
Yeah, it was a little different, was it not? Yeah.
So they did a color repaint, and it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
No, I haven't come across that.
Yeah, I saw. I think someone posted it in Lego Collectors Canada. I'll give them a free plug. Why not?
And last of all, Vader.
Pimply Vader. Pimply Vader.
Dark Vader.
You know, the more I look at the face, like it's really good. The head still bothers me, you know. But
so yeah, that completes. I've got other than I don't have the US release helmets, but all the ones that us Joe Blows could get, I've got them all now, or I'm caught up for now of the Star Wars ones.
I just noticed I've got like a pretty good. It's not cut into the box, but there's definitely a gash. Like if you're a box collector, right there,
it's got a crease, eh?
Not crease, like it's a knife. It's very clearly a knife. Yeah, and it could have even been me. Maybe, I doubt it, but fortunately, it didn't go right through the box or anything. But I'm pretty much. I mean, I will build this stuff. So if there's no interior damage or anything, I'm not gonna cry. But it's like, yeah, here's another mark that a box collector might be flipping out about. I tell you though, it's getting worse. All the groups, the Canadian groups, the US groups, UK groups, Amazon, Walmart, Chapters, Tesco, Mal- Malleys in UK. I probably got that wrong. Hamleys in UK. Stuff getting shipped, whether it's in box or now in mailers that are soft and bubbly, stuff's just getting destroyed.
Yeah.
People are just not happy with what they're getting in a box and in the through the post or whatever, and it's like,
yeah, you know what? And if Lego's going to go to the trouble of making their boxes look as beautiful as they do for these 18 plus sets, and with all like the movie artwork on the back, wouldn't they want to make sure that they get to us in reasonable shape? Like, isn't that the point?
Yeah, you'd think.
Otherwise, you might as well just package them in a plain brown box with the name on them. You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't really hear anyone getting the. I know a couple of years ago, it happened a few times where people call and complain, yeah, my box got this and that. And then Lego would say, keep it, right?
Yeah.
I got a feeling they just got way too much of that. Because I don't hear anyone really that I trust. Because, people talk and they BS.
Yeah.
But I don't really hear anyone credible saying, yeah, Lego told me to keep this $200 set because it got stomped on, peed on, whatever.
Yeah.
While they got a new one sent out to them. I'm seeing a whole lot of people getting return mailers and having to go, get their box picked up or whatever. So
yeah, it never happened to me. They offered me to send it back, and I was like, well, I don't want to go to the. I just said if you're willing to do something for it, considering the shape it came, like.
I got financial kickbacks a few times from them, which made it worthwhile to keep something that I considered sending back just because I knew I wouldn't be building it anytime soon. So I wasn't in a rush that, it has to be perfect now. So, half hour, and it's always a long time. It's never easy. And this was pre-COVID, of course, getting through the Lego and going through all that crap. And yes, this is my problem. Pity me. I'm crying about my box. Now, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
And I feel bad even pushing it, but you see some of the damage, and it's daily, and it's almost ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I got to believe some of these situations, I got to believe they've pissed off the courier, because I just can't believe some of it is that bad. And I say this, full disclosure, I'm in the warehousing industry for, one of the biggest retailers, and stuff happens, and boxes get dropped off of skids and off machines, and something gets speared, skids fall off a racking. Dude, I'm not even going to tell you what happened. Oh, well, I shouldn't tell you what happened last week with a skid that fell off a rack. I mean, it's bad. Stuff happens. You want everyone to follow best practices, but we have a hard time doing that, especially with new employees coming off agency, and it's like, they're just horrible. But to see some of the stuff that people are getting in there, the best ones or the scariest ones are the ones where the outer shipping box has little to no damage.
Oh, yeah.
Those are the ones that make you cringe, and then they open it up and they see something that's got a spear mark from a forklift or a dock stalker or something. It's like, oh, come on, guys. And those ones I trust pretty much because the marks are so familiar, they're dead on,
Well, yeah, exactly. You see it and you're like, well, I know exactly what that's from.
But I also know there's a few drama queens that like to stir the pot, or they're just looking for attention.
Yeah.
And they intend to build their crap anyway. So for them to sit there and do something less than ethical with a box just so they can post something today and get some interest. Because let's be honest, in any group, whether it's my Lego group or Lego Collectors Canada or whatever, we post something. If we're not selling, no one really cares.
Yeah.
I post a picture of what I acquired. No one cares. there's 90 guys who post, or 10 other guys who will have 100 times what I've got. It's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But if you have a tearjerker story, like, look at what Lego did to me, look at what Walmart did to me, look at what Amazon Chapters, Mastermind Toys did to me, you get some responses. And for some people that gets them through a day, and it's like, okay, because I look at some of it and go, there's just no way. Just no way. And I gotta believe that the people in some of these, especially when the box was fine or immaculate, the outer carton, and to see what got shipped inside, it's like, I can't believe some places would ship stuff like this, because I can tell you give me your shipping label, like your ASL label, right?
Yeah.
If I took that, I go to work, I can tell you who shipped it and from which of my buildings, what time of day it was shipped, when it was picked, when it was packed, blah, blah, blah. And I just don't believe there's absolutely people who don't care about their jobs and don't care about how good a job they do. But for the most part, I still give people enough credit that no one wants to do that. And most people understand that we're in the computerized age. We can find out who did what, usually.
Yeah.
I have a few asshats in my building who thought they were doing some sneaky stuff. And then, I've told this story where, stuff's caught on camera. I won't repeat it now.
Yeah.
It's like, dudes, don't be so dumb. We got cameras where you don't even know we got cameras.
Well, it's just you're.
And then by the same token, I can't get my company to put, and I can't get them to put a camera where I desperately want them to. 6 weeks of crying. It's like, hey, come on, guys, can we please put a camera in this spot? It'd be a really, really good idea for the company.
Yeah.
And I keep bringing it up, and it's like, yeah, we're escalating it. Yeah. If you really care to be done already.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Because I love living in the camera world I work. I'm not worried about what I do.
Well,
I work under the camera.
If you're not doing anything wrong, then you got nothing to worry about, eh?
And even if I am doing maybe something wrong, at least I know what's being recorded.
Yeah.
But, some people are, oh my God, no cameras anywhere. It's like, no, dude, I love them. So as they're not watching me take a leak, I don't care.
Yeah.
And if they enjoy it or whatever, just don't post it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to see it on OnlyFans. It's so funny what's happening with that website. They're going through a change that by mid-October or something.
Yeah.
Depending on which story you've read, either the naughty stuff that you could pay for will be gone, or the naughty stuff will be spun off and there'll be a new PG whatever pay only thing. See, you're familiar with OnlyFans, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So
no.
Here's a little story for you. You know what Patreon is?
Yeah.
Okay, so Patreon is a method of paying and supporting content creators generally.
Yeah.
So YouTubers and Twitch people, they took great advantage of this, and it worked very well until Patreon got so big, because they take their cut, whatever it is, 5, 10, 20%, whatever the ridiculous cut is in fees.
Yeah.
They got so big and got such a big head about them that, we don't want to support this kind of content or this kind of content or this kind of content. And they got very political, and then they started to censor people, like, well, if you're very left, you can't post, or if you're too far right, you can't post. And it's like,
oh yeah,
you're supposed to be a place that takes money so that I can show content only to people who pay. Why are you interfering and censoring my content? Well, so that's what Patreon did. And when they were doing that in such a big way, OnlyFans popped up. And guess what? People who are on Patreon being supported for sketchy stuff or naughty stuff or just far left or far right,
yeah,
they went en masse to OnlyFans, and OnlyFans blew up. Well, now OnlyFans, they've gotten so big for the britches. Now you got the credit card processor saying, well, you have this kind of content, this kind of content, this kind of content, and we don't want to support you.
Oh.
This is what OnlyFans has suggested, but I'm sitting there thinking, which credit card processors are they using that don't want to take money from people who like to look at, say, naughty stuff, nudes or whatever? Because most of the security of the internet, most of the financial processing of the internet lives and was created on the backs of the porn industry, straight up.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can go watch porn for free, probably anywhere you'd want to go find it. But they're the ones who really pioneered financial processing on the internet for video and photo content. So I want to know which money processor doesn't want to take money from naughty producers, whether it's someone making full-on naughty content or just someone who's got, I'm trying to be delicate here, but boob pics or
Yeah.
I'd love to know which processor they're using that they allege doesn't like the content, which is why they coming up with these. And any business can draw a line anywhere they want. Maybe I'm a family-run company, and my family is highly, let's say, religious or whatever. Great, I don't got any issue with that. Your company, your business. Because if they do draw this line in October, there's going to be such a mass exodus again, this time from OnlyFans. Someone else will open up. We have a big YouTuber in Canada, Linus Tech Tips. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No, I can't say I have.
Okay. Do you know who? Okay, let's throw another name at you from the States then. Marcus, young black fellow who likes to do tech reviews on cell phones and computers and all that.
I think
MKBH or something.
I think that one you've spoke about that one to me before.
Well, Linus Tech Tips in Canada is kind of the same thing because he used to work at we had a chain of tech stores here in Canada that went tits up a few years ago. But anyway, he was their tech reviewer kind of guy on video. But he was so smart that he ran with it, did his own business. He left the company before they went under, created Linus Tech Media, and he's making $25 million a year. But he's thinking of making his own service that will fill the hole that OnlyFans. Because here's the only thing you need to do is you got to come up with space on the web, right? Well, there's only a couple of companies that offer it. Amazon Web Services, AWS, Google, and there's probably one or two others. And you're going to pay X amount of dollars for this much cloud storage with a certain speed of access to that cloud storage. So you write the front end for it. And in this case, his company would write a front end for it. And then if I want to post, Ulbricht's count, OnlyFans, you want to see me take naughty pictures with my Lego in a bathtub or something, someone might want to pay for this, right? You're laughing because a guy I
that's
think
a mental picture. I just can't.
You can't get it out of your head now, right?
I can't unsee that now.
Bearded Bricks, I think, as a joke, made an OnlyFans bricks and tits or something like that, right? And I don't think he ever got a single subscriber from what I heard. But but that's all it takes is it's not like the stuff's illegal, and in most jurisdictions it's not anymore.
Yeah.
So you just got to have a place where you're going to store it, a way to collect the money, and a front end. Well, that Linus Tech Tips guy, if he's serious, people are going to buy into it.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. But even, Amazon, Google, they've both proven, though, they're perfectly willing to censor you because they bumped people off, like Alex Jones in the States, for his way out political views. I mean, he has done some very ethically sketchy stuff with some of his broadcasts, where he's talked about stuff that may not be 100% factual, but then he did stuff like, check this out. This guy predicted to the month, he predicted COVID 1 year before, and he also predicted it 2 years before. He predicted the animals involved, the location in China, within 50 kilometers. He had all these, and he had this in his podcasts, and people thought he was a crackpot because some of his stuff, he is a crackpot. But you know what he is? He's an entertainer, like the pro wrestlers, right?
Yeah.
Like wrestling is both fake and real. They do athletic stuff in the ring, largely real. Can it hurt? Yeah. Does it hurt? Nah. Are the outcomes predetermined?
Is it real? Yeah. Is it real? Yes. Is it planned out? Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
is
the outcome planned out for the most part? Yes.
Yeah. Except when there's a big mistake, and that's what we all hope for.
Bret Hart. Screw job.
Oh, God. Yeah. Bret Hart comes up twice in that discussion because, of course, Goldberg took him out too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I've watched Goldberg did an interview, and more or less he's sorry for what happened, but at the same time he's like, if I wanted to end his career, it wouldn't have happened that way. So I could have done it like that. Like,
yeah, but I'll tell you I mean, see, Bret Hart's a drama queen. He always has been.
Yeah, and I've seen that more since.
I don't believe he's wrong when it comes to Goldberg. Goldberg went through what was the Power Center in the States. Power Center was a training school for WCW.
Right.
His transition from, semi-retired or retired football player to wrestler happened very fast, to the point where in 6 months he was wrestling real matches.
Yeah.
But he has such a limited repertoire. He doesn't know this to this day. He still doesn't know the safe way to even fall on his back properly. To this day, he doesn't know how to do a flat back drop. And there's a lot of us fans who could probably do a flat back drop better than he can. And he's been in the business 25 years now. So when Bret Hart says the guy's dangerous, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But, because it wasn't just Bret Hart. He hurt a lot of guys. But Bret Hart's the only one to claim that he was retired prematurely.
He ended his career.
Ended his career. But yeah, I followed Bret Hart enough to respect him as a wrestler, but man, does he cry about a lot of things.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I was a Bret Hart fan growing up, like big time. I liked when they had the Hart Foundation and stuff like that. That was right up my alley. But since he's left wrestling, and just too much whining and this and that. Kind of lost respect.
Did you see the picture I put up of CM Punk? You know who CM Punk is, right?
I've heard of him. I don't follow wrestling anymore.
I
know. I follow some arcade groups, and one of them is big in wrestling, and I think there was something with him coming back or something, right?
Yeah, he made his return in the ring, or at least on screen, Friday night.
Yeah, that's what I heard. This was like
this was the second coming of Jesus as far as wrestling fans are concerned. We've been hearing the rumors for 2 years that he was going to come back with AEW, just because he's still got a big stick up his butt about the way the WWE treated him. And you know what? He's absolutely right. They treat him like garbage.
Right.
Because he carried the company. He was having top-level matches. Pay-per-views were great. 14 pay-per-views in a row or something he headlined. And then they bring back The Rock, who's only going to be there for one night. And then it's going to be him again carrying the company for another year. And they bump him out of the main event. And it's like there's no respect whatsoever.
Yeah.
And at that point, he wasn't in it for money anymore. He's been very frugal. He never needed the money. He'd been saving his money for 10 years already at that point. So he basically took a powder. He was pissed off at the company. They turned around, and the WWE fired him on his wedding day.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, this was sweet. So 7 years ago, he, I think he'd been gone 6 weeks at this point or something. He's basically no showing, breach of contract, whatever you want to say, right?
Yeah.
Or he didn't renew. He was doing both, I think, because he was supposed to honor something he didn't, and they weren't coming to terms on a deal. They filed paperwork, and basically, he's fired. He's done.
Yeah.
He gets that, like a FedEx or whatever, on his wedding day. Now, they're very apologetic because the office supposedly didn't know what was going on in his real life.
Yeah.
And if we're to believe the WWE and Triple H and guys like that, it's like, yeah, this was a big goof on our part. Sorry. We still had to do it, but we would never have done this on his wedding day. This is what they claim. And it's like, yeah, okay. The worst part was his wife had to continue working there for the next year because she was still under contract. And she wasn't
really?
Yeah. And she wasn't going to breach it. And she was doing okay in the company, but it was very clear that after they fired him, her run at the top was over. Nothing else good was done with her. She jobbed to every girl on the way out. And that's the business when you're leaving, like in the old territory days, when you're leaving and they know you're leaving, you go out on your back. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
You go out looking at the lights. And that's okay. That's the business. But it really sucks when you got to do it for an entire year.
Yeah.
Because the company's pissed off that your husband, who was the number one moneymaker in the company, yeah, Rock can come in and make the WrestleMania money, but the guy who makes the money every other night, he's not coming back.
Well, it keeps the guy that was keeping the fans in the stands every night in the arenas.
Yep. And of course, for the longest time, it was always, you'd hear CM Punk. And then whenever they went to Chicago, of course, it was thunderous. They had to turn off the in-ring mics and everything so they could pipe in their own stuff because it was always CM Punk. So jump forward to 2 years ago, AEW is starting up. The Khan family there, they get in bed with the Young Bucks and with Cody Rhodes and with Kenny Omega. And because those four wrestlers had already had their own independent pay-per-view with the help of Ring of Honor, and they had the most successful independent show ever as a pay-per-view. The Khans saw that and was like, hey, we can work with these kids. They know something.
Yeah.
They have an audience that will follow them and pay money. So by the time the 1 year anniversary came around to do the show again, guess what? Now they formed AEW as a company, and they just started buying as much talent as they could. And at first it was all the indie talent, those who aren't working and they're young and fresh. Good idea. Young talent who are cheap. Well, that was okay. And then during COVID, guess what they started doing? They started buying older talent that's retired, semi-retired, or pissed off with the WWE. Guys like Paul White, The Big Show, Mark Henry, Hall of Famer. Supposedly they're trying to get Kurt Angle. I don't know if he's got any matches left in him, but they're trying to get him.
Oh, yeah.
They brought in Sting. There's just a bunch of guys they brought in. Jake the Snake Roberts is there.
Oh, wow.
He's got a contract there. He doesn't wrestle, but he does everything else. And he's got a good mind for the business. Yeah, they're making use of him.
Well, yeah, because I think I could see that. Guys like that would keep a lot of our generation interested in wrestling.
Well, he comes to the ring with a couple of guys who don't talk too well. So he knows how to talk, and he's got a lot of ring psychology. And he knows when to tell the kid, hey, kid, no, don't do that so fast. Slow down, you know.
Well, he's got a lot of experience to pass on,
Well, this is what this company's doing. They invested in the young kids who can go. They invested in these old names that'll bring people in. And then the unsigned guys like CM Punk, who, yes, he hasn't wrestled in pro wrestling in 7 years, but he's in good enough shape. He's got the brand recognition. Everyone's been trying to sign him for years. And it's not that he wasn't willing to wrestle. He said, I need a big truck full of dollars.
Yeah.
Bags and bags and bags of dollars. And I will come. And this is what he said. And 2 years ago, AEW pissed them off. The Young Bucks apparently in their first attempt to negotiate with him, they sent him a simple text, something to the effect of, you want to come? Or, it wasn't a real offer. It was just like that feeler thing.
Yeah.
And CM Punk, his real name's Phil Brooks. He's got probably a big chip and a big attitude, but it's well deserved. He carried the biggest wrestling company on his back for years. And before that, he carried Ring of Honor on his back for a couple of years. Even when he was leaving Ring of Honor, what they call the Summer of Punk, where everyone knew he had signed with the WWE, but they made it a 3-month storyline as if he wasn't, or as if it was still up in the air. And then he got in the ring, and he had a contract in his hand, and he pretended to be pissed off, and he took the contract and signed it on the back of another wrestler's back, just to be like, screw you, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And then for the next 2 or 3 months, he still wrestled with them. And then he took their belt and did, like, they call it the Summer Punk. It's great stuff to watch on YouTube if you ever are so inclined. And then he shows up in WWE, and they kind of bury him. I mean, the guy had a good head on his shoulders for coming up with ideas, and they had no interest in it. They only wanted him to come in as a new young talent. The guy had already been wrestling 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And been carrying a company. And they wanted him to basically start over. So he did. He started out on the garbage ECW version that the WWE was working on. And he was happy to do it because it was a paying gig. He was getting good money, and he was working with Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman loved him. The only problem is that the WWE at times doesn't like Paul Heyman. And if he pushes you too hard, the WWE thinks, maybe we shouldn't listen to Paul Heyman. And so, sometimes the worst thing that could happen is to have Paul Heyman be your guy. I know on TV they like to have Brock Lesnar with his mouthpiece, Paul Heyman, or even now it's Roman Reigns. Yeah, they're at the top. They're fine. But 10 years ago, when Paul Heyman was writing SmackDown and the ECW show, and trying to promote the young talent, the WWE was sour on Paul Heyman pushing these young guys.
Right.
Because it was like, because he does it too much, right? Every week it's like, no, we got to do this with this guy. We got to do this with this guy. No one wants if you got your own ideas, you don't want to hear that from someone else, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason McMahon is still running his company and Paul Heyman is not running his old company,
Yeah.
McMahon put him out of business.
Yeah.
And then gave him a token paycheck to shut up. It's more than a token paycheck. Heyman's been paid well. But to see this guy, CM Punk, come back on TV, and that was one of the things that this deal was probably inked a year ago or longer, but Punk was not going to come back without a real audience, It'd be a waste. Because they've been wrestling for most of the last 16 months without an audience, both companies, all the major companies.
Right.
So when when AEW brought back Sting, there's no one in the arena. What a waste that was. Yeah. It might have been okay for keeping some fans watching on TV. WWE did the same thing. They brought back Edge, who had been retired for 6 or 7 years with the neck injuries. They brought him back. He actually did a really good job. Got hurt again, whatever. He's back again now.
Yeah.
But this is all during COVID times, no audience until a month ago. With what they did with CM Punk was amazing. Had him in Chicago, his hometown, big event. They filled that building. And the best part was they got to play the same theme music he had in WWE because it was punk rock music. McMahon didn't own that music. That belonged to a band. So the Khan family had no problem. Oh, we'll get the rights to that music. Boom. There's a check. And they did it. I think they did it at the beginning of the show. I haven't watched the whole show. I've only watched the 20 minutes where Punk comes out. And you hear the sound and familiar looking graphics, very similar to what WWE was using, but nothing they could probably sue over.
Yeah.
And to hear the pop of the music, and then the fans just go ape shit. And 20 minutes of them basically cheering for CM Punk. It was beautiful. They had a really good... And then you see everyone who's talked about this moment for the last few years. I watched them too in the last 24 hours, and they're like, oh, boo-hoo, they're crying. They're so happy. The wrestling is finally not broken anymore. Well, we'll see in a few weeks when he actually gets to wrestle again.
Yeah.
And who they put him up against and if they know what to do with him. But that for that one moment, all the sins of the last 7 years gone.
Yeah.
Hey, OBR.
So what do you think? You want to build something tonight?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
Well, maybe keep building
You know
for
what?
a while.
Here, let's.
Is all I'm doing. I
Here's
don't
the
need
problem with
to
these stupid
stream.
figures now. I don't know
I'm
what to
just
do with
doing
these
time
figures.
lapse. So.
Yeah, I saw you got your phone set up.
Oh yeah, you can see it.
I did. Yeah. It's really blurry. I couldn't tell if you were watching something naughty or if that was recording something. Let me see here.
Yeah. Other than having to get up and down constantly, actually, I'm enjoying building this set.
Well, how come you haven't situated some stuff closer to you? You just can't it, or
I've got some of these Dollarama sorting containers, but
okay.
I don't have enough table space to have everything. So I've got the spare beds right here, so that it's organized. It's more or less organized, but it's just a matter of reaching over there and searching for where I put certain things. But
I was so happy early. I got most of my photography done. Catching up on stuff.
yeah.
So if I take the pictures I need now, then I can open this box and I won't care.
So Eileen, did you get to have cake?
Oh yeah. So I tried to put happy birthday to her all over the place. I put it on my page and on Instagram and stuff. I think I tagged her too. And I'm curious. Yeah, did you get to have some cake? Hey, I know after a certain age, some people can't have birthday cake because of sugar issues, but.
I went out and I got all caught up with my yard work today. Finally cut the grass after I bet you I haven't cut my grass in 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh wow.
Well, it's been so dry. Like seriously, this has been one of the driest years on record.
I'd never seen that water pipe of yours before. Like I said, that's just something.
My rain gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just something, city folk, that's just something we don't do.
Yeah. Well, especially farmers, they got to know how much rain they got. That's for coffee talk. But yeah, it's neat to be able to know.
Let's put this up here. So Mama says, no cake, but still have a dinner with one of my boys. But I got shrimp. Oh, shrimp is good.
Ooh.
Bigger the better. Cheesecake. See, I can't do cheesecake.
Oh no.
My mom loves cheesecake, and she makes, by most accounts, a very good cheesecake. I just don't like cheesecake. And it's sad because, of course, we got Uncle Tetsu's right up the street, which apparently is kind of really good, supposedly. All right, so if I do this and I go one, no, that's a horrible picture. Excuse me. See, if I do HDR and tell it to save 2 photos, and then, so I'm pretty happy with the one that is crappy. Then if I go back to those photos and just say auto fix, I usually like it even better.
I hadn't
Turn
had
the orange red. Yuck.
I hadn't had shrimp in probably 2 years, and I had it probably 3 times in holidays.
Oh, wow.
Good old deep fried battered shrimp at the Chinese food restaurants.
Contrast.
What was that set you built today, Mama Lego? I
Oh,
saw the picture, but I'm not sure. I didn't recognize what it was. Like, I'm assuming it's a little brick. I think it was a little brick head, but I don't know what it's called.
and she posted it?
Yeah, I think it was on her. I think she posted it to her Facebook page. I'm pretty sure that's where I saw it. I don't think it was on one of the groups.
Okay, these aren't bad. I think I can leave this alone. Contrast. Done.
Better.
Edit. I need to use markup. I tell you, it's amazing what you can do on a cell phone. So quick and dirty edit. Done. That's pretty good. That orange.
I'm seeing where. Remember, I was telling you there's that certain piece that I'd either pick light gray or black because dark bluish gray was so expensive. Now
Yep.
I'm seeing where it is on the wing and it's going to stand out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Just trying to see. Well, I can always change it afterwards. Just depends on which one stands out worse, black or the light. I'll stick with black for now and see. Maybe I will have to just try and bricklink 2 of them because the other one it's hidden. So in the end, it wouldn't be too bad. I still don't want to spend like 40-50 bucks on 2 tiny little parts, but
No.
if it makes it look kind of crappy on display, I don't want that either.
I'll try and decide if my photos are good enough. Yeah, why not? All right, let's crack her open. My cheap little $7 box. I think this is the first time I've built something the day I got it or the day after I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's small. It's only 220 pieces. Ooh, wow. That is, I tell you, it's not flimsy, that's for sure. I mean, even the largest Lego boxes don't have cardboard as thick as this one.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, yeah. All right, so we got that. That's what we're building. Very nice little book. Not too many pages there. Mouse there. see. Bag 2, bag 4. Nice printed everything. Bag nothing. Bag 1. I always hate when they do that. Like, really? You couldn't put something on there? So bag 1 and 2. All right. So let's take the banner off. Boom. And there we go. I put that back on with no title. Perfect. Ready for everything. Sweet. Oh, I can't see any comments. Oh, there we go. Brickheads. La Katrina. Oh, that's that Spanish dead one, wasn't it?
Like, yeah, I think I know what you mean. Their Day of the Dead or whatever.
Day of the Dead kind of stuff. Yeah, that sounds right.
Ooh, I can dig out my sticker sheet too.
Ooh, stickers. That's another thing. People, I've seen 4 different posts across 6 groups, and a lot of people complaining they don't have their sticker sheets.
Yeah, I think I saw one of those today.
That reminds me, there's still one of my wife sets it on the sticker sheet for. I got to do something about that. Ooh.
Good old aftermarket sticker sheet. Definitely worth the...
I like these colors, very rich. But of course, and then it's Mega Block, so it's that got that weird marbleized effect. Like, equal parts cool and cheap at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
Here, let's see. How's that?
All right, so...
I think tonight or tomorrow, I'm going to commit to a Bluetooth headset, a wireless headset. I'm going to double check that the laptop has built-in Bluetooth, so I don't have to buy a Bluetooth dongle.
Yeah.
And if it does, then I'm going to pull the trigger on a headset. I saw one, I don't know, $50-$60, says it works 40 hours. I mean, honestly, it's only got to work 4 hours max, you know, and then I'll plug it in.
Yeah.
So...
Well, you get one that has a mic on it too?
Yeah, that's the whole point. So that basically I would have the whole headset and just no wire.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There's some that have the option of being also a plug-in, but I don't want it to have more gimmicks than I need.
After you spoke about that when I presented that question there, I don't know, a week ago. And I did do some looking at cordless headphones and stuff like that too. So.
I mean, it's tricky because, of course, I don't want to commit to something that may not work well, and then I'm stuck with it, you know?
Yeah.
These are not the best instructions. and Mega Blocks is different. They do their things different. And I'll show an example. So I don't know how this is. I didn't set it to not autofocus, but there we go. And they do this weird thing with highlighting dot colors and pointing arrows to where stuff should go. But like here, it's not quite clear where this line goes.
No.
Honestly. And it turns out, if you look at the next step, it appears to go to the far edge of the plate. But that's not obvious following the line.
No.
It's only deductive reasoning. I go from this step to this step and what's different.
Yeah.
And that's a classic Lego days where they didn't spoon feed us instructions. It's like this picture, this picture, this picture. And it was you
You
having to
fill in the
make
blanks.
you fill in the blanks. You were the one deducing what the step was and what parts were added. And of course, that was a good thing for those that picked up on it. But if you didn't pick up on it, guess what? You were frustrated and you would abandon the toy. Let's see. Do I want this light on or not? Let's see. It probably won't hurt.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be ordering some parts. I don't like that.
Because, the color discrepancy is bothering you.
Yeah.
And in the end, I mean, if it bothers you, then that's enough of a reason because you're the one who's going to look at it.
Well, that's just it, eh? And you know what? Like when I notice the issue, like it's one of those things you don't always you do a bunch of research, figure, yeah, I think mostly common part. I think I can bricklink this cheaper than I can buy it. It's good.
Yeah.
I do it. There's always something because like this thing had like 200 and some different elements. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna go meticulously each one and like. I went through a lot of them, and they were mostly common parts. I thought that was good. Yeah, and then I get down to the end. I've sourced 95% of the parts, and like lo and behold, bang! Oh crap! This one part is expensive, and I'm fully into it now, and no going back. So, but that's why I was like, well, and so I started going through the manual, and I think I had found the first ones. I was like, okay, well I think that should be fine. And I didn't notice the one on the wing. I just assumed maybe the other two were probably going to be as well. It's like,
Right.
that would be fine. No. Oh well.
I'm pulling one of my bendy arms out of retirement because I decided if I'm going to. So I wasn't planning on this build. So it's like, I want some more light. And I want to move my light source to where it's going to be okay. Benefit of having lots of these silly things is that I can pretty much rig up something that, wouldn't it be funny if I just broke it?
I was just saying, I heard a snap.
Yeah, no, it was a clear snap, but there we go. If it's broken, it's doing a good job of hiding it. But it was the tension resistor. There we go.
All right.
That should hold. It blocks my chat a little bit.
This a big orange sticker, but it doesn't go in the center of the tile. So this is going to be interesting trying to match up the other one.
Oh, the orange stickers on the
wing.
B wing. Yeah. Yep.
I see. Looking at this, it's not.
Yeah, it's a pain on the smaller set too.
Is that center? I don't know.
I want to, let's see. Come on. Oh, okay, that was a pretty good cheat I just did. I'm trying to move chat to where I can see it. Nice. Okay, thank you.
Oh, it's going to be good enough.
There we go. Yeah, putting that light literally put it right in front of where the chat sits. And it's like, no, I can't read a thing. So, beauty of a 32-inch monitor. I just create a second window and then put it over to where I could see things. Yep. when my best friend came over, he hadn't been over here in 16 months or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So this is the first time him seeing my new setup, because the only thing he had seen was the desk that he helped me build out 2 years ago.
Oh,
And
okay. He helped with that.
he was, same guy who helped me surface this desk. And then remember with all the blue pulley drawers that were on the wall and the way the desk was with there, that's what he remembers. So when he saw this setup I got now, it's like, oh, this is different. And he goes, wow, that's a big monitor.
Yeah.
He goes, you're never going to need glasses with it. I go, nope. Especially with that arm, I sit there and I swing it out 3 feet this way or 3 feet that way. No, it's really nice. Yeah, I mean, it'll never be a gaming rig monitor. Like, it's fast enough for what I'm doing with it, but
Yeah.
I bought it to be intentionally big, with the idea being that if I need to do any of those, build by digital instruction things, I could, because it's so
Yeah.
damn big.
Yeah, exactly.
Because how many times you touch those instructions, and it doesn't matter what Lego has done, they're horrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand why they're always so low res. I mean, I guess I do understand it takes up less space, but
Still.
they could have done them better.
Well, you know what? Like, and then Lego came out with that app for the instructions.
But you need an iPad, I think. Don't you?
But I'm possibly.
Does it work on a phone?
You know, I haven't touched that in a while. I think I did have that on the phone though.
Okay. I'll have to look into it. I tell you, Mega though.
But they didn't put
Mega
everything on
screwed
there.
us good. They put Mega made their app, but it's not for phones. It's for tablets, and it's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and see, Lego had that, but they didn't put, not all the instructions are on there. It only went back so far.
Oh, okay.
So
it went back as far as cell phones have been relevant.
Well, like
Probably.
it went back. Some stuff from back to like 2014 was there, but not everything.
Oh.
Like, yeah, there was some Star Wars sets that it went back, I found, but then other ones from the same wave in that around that era weren't there.
Wow. That's crappy.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check on the kids real quick, and then I'll start my next book.
Yeah, go for it. What an odd thing to do. I'm scratching my head why they made this build non-symmetrical when it's very clear. That is so odd. All right. What can I do? Well, maybe it's for landing gear or something. But yeah, I can't remember the last time I built something I just brought into the house. That's a rare event. Just to mess me up. Yeah, and it doesn't take much, Mama Lego. And honestly, like, the worst thing you can do is build on stream talking to people. It doesn't get much more distracting, does it? Wow, and see, I'm doing stuff out of order. My brain is weird like that. I'm seeing everything on the page and my brain is processing it a certain way. But this is supposed to be a 6+ set. I should be more than qualified to complete it. Oh, they're going to have me take 2 of these pieces and sandwich them together. Wow, 3 actual bricks. When was the last time people put 3 actual bricks into a little vehicle set? Instead of plates and weirdness, right? How many pages are there? Page 7 out of, oh, look at that. I'm already a quarter of the way through. Yeah. It looks like it's a nice little set, though. And for $7. And it's going together at least as good as any Lego bricks. Huh. Just wondering why my lighting wasn't so good. Well, I'm glad, Mama, that you had a decent birthday. One by 2s. See, I don't know if you guys can see that color consistency, though. But that's what's weird about Mega. The colors are kind of all over the place. Largely intentional. Okay, 1 each way. Okay, that's 2 of the same piece, so I need the other one. They gave me the Lego magazine today. Oh, that's cool. There's the magazine that comes with the foil pack on the front. I finally figured it out, and I think it's roughly going to cost me $20 a month, but I don't think I want to do it. After shipping and import. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 studs. That's 10 studs. And that's 10 studs. And then these are 10 studs by 2. And then 6 studs by 2 for the wings. 1, 2. Do I got one of each? I got one of each. Yeah, I don't know if Jason Kamalik is still around, but he would not be impressed by this jet. But I think for the age group it's intended, it's okay. I'm tempted. Let's see if I can do this without screwing up anything. Okay, move my cameras. Okay, so that's not the camera I want to move. How about this one? Yeah, baby. I'm happy with that. Home. Make sure it is widescreen. And hopefully, let's see, none of my cameras died. Yay! All right. Awesome. An impromptu build stream. Ooh. Okay, so what's my mistake? That's my mistake. Those don't go there. And I just realized this set doesn't come with a brick separator. So follow the instructions, dum-dum. So they told me to put these on first. I thought I could be smart. Put it straight on the craft. Problem is they don't go on the craft. They go on this.
I'm back.
He's back. Gave me a chance to screw with one of my cameras.
Oh.
Well, it's always a risk if I do it live that I might kill it. Although it's not as devastating as it used to be. As long as one is on, I can usually recover from a issue. I don't have to kill a whole stream.
This one will be repetitive. Do the same thing again.
So how long do you figure it'll take you to build that whole thing out?
I'm not sure how many bags are left.
See, this is super annoying. So, okay, the beginning page of this instruction said open up bags 1 and 2. And clearly there's a big giant piece not here. But it's in the unnumbered bag.
Unnumbered bag?
Yep. All right. That's fine.
Like, at least when Lego does it, they have the loose piece bag, but it's usually it's the big pieces that were kind of awkward in the bag.
Yeah.
So they had them separate.
The best part of the setup I got. It's very hard for pieces to roll off, plus the white desk. It's all pretty visible. Oh, look at this weird looking piece. Let's see. That's weird looking. Yeah. Mega has lots and lots of unique pieces, and some of them only appear once. So, like, if you buy used sets and this stuff, like, you literally got to buy garbage sale stuff, garage sale, components, because it's just too hard.
Well, you definitely run the chance of being missing a key piece, kind of thing.
There was a Kijiji Halo set I looked at last night, $25. If it's complete, it's worth $100.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the picture, and it's like, I don't think he's listing the right car. I don't think they know what they're talking about. And I'd have to go back through my Warthog video to see which one I think he's showing off, saying it's one thing and I think it's another. Because I'm looking at, like, if it was what he said it was, I would have already bought it off him because I know the value of it. Even if I sat on it myself, and it's like, no, there's something wrong with what he's doing. And sometimes it's just ignorance. People think they got something they don't, because there's, Lord knows, like in the case of the Warthogs, I mean, I don't know what I got, 20 built or whatever.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of them look identical. Like they look really similar. So it's, it's real easy for someone to make an honest mistake, I think. But
You
then you
got to
got
really know what you're doing to.
you gotta know what you're doing. But there's also a lot of scammers too.
Yeah.
And while there's a lot of Lego guys who would chuck the, oh, did my camera just take a crap? Let's see.
Yeah, a little.
It's doing its little thing. It should settle. Come on. I'll let that settle out. All my cameras seem to still be working though. All right. But yeah, it was funny too because, my wife was out with the car. It's like, and I realized, well, it didn't matter. I wouldn't be able to get it anyway.
Yeah.
I was actually in no position to negotiate. That happened the other night too. My wife went out for dinner. I was wheeling and dealing a little bit, and it's like, oh, I better back off. I can't actually finish this transaction because I was about to put that I will be there, and it's like,
No,
I won't be there. And I do need to have my rep intact, so it's like I threw a question in the way that would kind of kill the deal, and it did. So just because I know it wouldn't be around, and sure enough, today that deal is gone. The one I was thinking about yesterday. What's Mom saying here? I bought stuff from Jazz, and he's bringing down in September, but damn, I can't remember what I bought. Mama, you gotta stop buying when you're drinking. Just don't do it. Put the bottle of whiskey down. The peach schnapps.
Well, it's just the worst part of that stuff that I got.
There, look at this silly looking figure. This is the figure. It looks, half like a Lego figure and half like a Friends doll.
You know what they kind of remind me of, like, especially that one, the Construx sets from back in the 80s. Do you remember the figures that were in them? The kind of the blue shirt guys. That's what it reminded me of.
You know what I saw at that toy show I was at the other week? Do you remember Micronauts? You might not. It might have been before your time, but there was these. I don't even remember who manufactured them. It might have been Kenner, might have been Mattel. And these little posable figures with all kinds of buildable toys, modular toys. You take them apart, build them together in different ways, and they could attach to figures in certain ways. Do a search later for Micronauts. They're fascinating. Anyway, the guy had one in a box. I went, oh my God. I mean, this thing has survived 40 years in a box in somebody's basement or something. Yeah. It definitely didn't look perfect, that's for sure. But I know there'd be other collectors who'd be sitting there thinking, why didn't you buy it, Rick? It's like, well, I can't buy everything.
Yeah. As much as you'd like to.
As much as I'd like to. Just can't. Got nowhere to put it.
Well, somebody had a bunch of those Construct sets for sale there a while back. And yeah, it's just my childhood just coming back, seeing some. There was sets I knew that I didn't have as a kid.
Right.
And it's like, oh, those would be so cool.
1, 2.
But really, like, it's not like it would be something that I would put on display by any means. Maybe build it with kids a couple times. Well, mind you, maybe they would get a kick out of it. But yeah, it was just one of those things I looked at and it's like, oh, it's so cool to see it, but yeah, that was it.
So, one reason I love to go to those shows, it's worth my $5,
Oh, just the entertainment value.
Just the entertainment value. And it was great that my daughter wanted to go this time because she doesn't always like to go. And, getting to show her stuff. It's like, no, these were cool toys. And this was stuff we could afford. And this was stuff we couldn't afford. And Because there
Maybe
was,
a story behind it, eh?
yeah, well, no, that's it. I tell it all the time. Like, I had Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Hot Wheels, Majorette cars, um, Transformers. That's what I had. And then, of course, I had the Atari and I had Nintendo for game systems. Now, the rich kid on the other side of the block, he had, ColecoVision, which looked better than Atari. He had Intellivision, which looked better than both of those. He had He-Man figures, which were bigger and more expensive. I mean, you could definitely tell, whose parents had more money. And it wasn't just the clothes on our back or the shoes. I mean,
yeah.
But he was a cool kid too. I mean, not like he was a prick. He wasn't. And I kissed his sister, so. Unfortunately, everyone kissed the sister. Which was no end of a problem for him.
Yeah.
She was nice though.
He was the in to get in with the sister.
Yeah. Well, no, you go over and you hang with him, and next thing you know, you're hanging with her.
Yeah.
The good old days. This jet, I'm not sure what jet it's supposed to mimic, but this is kind of like, I wish Jason was around. He'd know. I like a snowbird or a blue hornet or something. Just the way the shape is coming out here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, his knowledge of all things military is pretty incredible. And then I follow most of his posts and stuff. And I mean, I tell you, if he's faking it, he's doing it good because he knows his stuff.
Well, yeah, that night that we had him on, he was showing off stuff in his collection there. He was he gets kind of into the details and the names of everything, and it's like, okay, we're past my knowledge on this subject.
Like I'm interested. I'm a fan and I'm a mark for it, but don't ask me to name, what gun system or what the, fuel to speed ratio is or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, that's too far into the weeds for me.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah, you lost me.
Okay, so now I need to open yet another bag.
And I just wanted to see the ships and I get to go ooh and ah.
Yeah.
That was about it.
Well, you know who's got some nice stuff to show is Shy Time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because he builds those $2,000 sets.
Yeah.
From one of those companies in the States. And those are just beautiful. Okay, I think I got everything I need out of that bag. Oh, these are some nice looking prints. Let's see, where's my camera?
Oh,
look at the print on that. On a curved.
See, Lego would make you try and put a sticker on that.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, wow, edge to edge printing too. Like that's pretty good. Now, can I find the pieces I needed that made me open up that bag? Yes. So Mama says it's friends-related stuff, but beyond that, she can't recall.
Well, and I got those few sets from Jazz. And I could have sworn, I thought one of them has instructions, the other two doesn't. I didn't realize that. I just assumed they were instructed there. So I didn't even remember what the name of the other two sets were. Actually, Corey commented and he said what they were. I tried going back and finding like the sales posts that Jazz had, and I think he maybe deleted it. I couldn't find it. I was like, oh crap.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yeah. But
I see. I've got the
he
habit
seems to
of
know.
I screenshot like just everything I do. I'll sit there and I'll screenshot. I mean, you know how many photos I got. It's just ridiculous. But
Yeah.
if I'm doing something, I'll screenshot it. Like here, there's a store. I was on Google and it's like, I know I'm going to forget it. So I just took a screen capture of the name and its distance and stuff. It's a store that's got Hot Wheels cars. It's about an hour and a half away. Might even be something I might want to do tomorrow. I don't know. Even though I don't collect Hot Wheels, I'm just curious of what a store that's only got Hot Wheels cars looks
Yeah.
like.
Could be interesting.
Yeah. I could maybe even make it part of that trip. You know, I asked my wife again, are we really going to travel, to another province to look for rubber duckies? And she goes, yeah, this would be cool. I go, okay. So
I think your idea, my idea of cool is a little different.
yeah. So between now and the 26th, we got to find some other things to do, make the trip worthwhile. Because you figure it's tank of gas there, tank of gas back, maybe maybe 80% of a tank there, 80% of a full tank. It's still 2 tanks no matter what. So
You can stop off and see John Hudson.
oh no, he's the wrong way, dude.
Oh, isn't he in? I thought he was in Quebec.
No, Hudson's closer to the falls, so he's going the other way. If I go towards Brad, yeah,
Oh,
I can
I
drop
see. I
by.
thought he was in Quebec. That's where he was.
No.
Oh,
He's
okay.
he's an hour away from me and like 5 minutes from the falls,
Oh, okay.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
then
obviously don't know my way around.
Brad is like 30 minutes from the falls. If you go north of the falls, maybe closer to an hour. Yeah, going to Brad's is a long stretch. It's not a short trip,
No.
but it's always a nice trip. It's very scenic. And every time I go on the way back, oh my God, look at this. I got all these parts on the desk, and that's the end of bags 1 and 2. And I missed nothing. Yeah, that's a little sloppy, guys. All right. So 3 and 4, effectively the second half of the set.
So you didn't even end up using those printed pieces that were.
Not yet. Not yet. That's the thing. It's like bag 1 and 2, and then you got this third unnumbered bag that, you don't use until the very end, maybe. That's one thing. Even these bags are thicker. That's why I don't tear them by hand, because honestly, they don't tear so well by hand. Plus, I really don't want parts flying. I've made that mistake more than once. You rip a bag and whoosh. Then it becomes a game of 52 pickup.
Yeah.
And why does every father do that to their kids? Hey, you want to play a new game? Yeah, 52 pickup. And they hold the deck of cards and go, go pick them up. Take you an hour to find all the cards.
Yeah.
If you find them all.
Cool, eh?
Yeah. So far, here's the scale. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Small little thing. Not too big. Live on a desk neatly. But this is definitely more toy scale, play scale. I would definitely. I don't think I'd call this display. And it probably won't survive long in my display because I am thinking part of that vacation should definitely be dedicated to ripping apart sets.
Start tearing down. That way you have some room for winter building.
Yeah, major room, because it's really tough when it's like, tear one down, build 1 or 2, squeeze them in somehow.
Yeah.
Standing on its end. Like, I've got ships. I got TIE fighters that are sitting on their butt like this straight up, and it works. And then I've even got one area where I got 3 TIE fighters stacked very carefully on their blades, and it works. But come on, camera. There we go. but it's not a great way to do it. Oh my goodness. I was about to say these don't stud in right, but no, it was actually my problem. Now this is something you have a lot of in Mega, is the plates that got studs on both sides.
Oh yeah, that's what I needed.
Super, super handy. And they got them in all different kinds of sizes, 1x2, 2x4, whatever. Very handy. Plus, like these particular ones, they have holes all the way through, so you could put a bar through them. Just a lot of, building options with these things.
That trimming that pin, and I fixed the nose of that ship here that other day. It did the trick anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it worked good. Yeah, after I went off there, I played with it. Like, I bet you it only took me like 5 minutes and had her fixed up.
So that piece I showed you earlier, that weird kind of thruster piece, it's definitely nice to have.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And I could see using that elsewhere if I was mocking with parts.
Yeah.
I think, the purists, it's okay if they're the purists, but I think people who like the build, some of them won't care as long as it fits and works and solves the problem.
That would be that would work well on a Lego one too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Okay, so this is super annoying. I have to get 8 of these little black clips because they're going to hold little rockets or something. Hey, Jordan. Kep's in the house. I'm building Mega Blocks since it was pretty much a Mega Blocks mini haul day. And, oh, nice machine gun. Ryan's working on a B-Wing for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Hey, Jordan, do you have this piece?
Here, I'll make it full screen, make it better for you.
Seeing as you have a Bricklink store, I need that in dark bluish gray.
That's funny. I think Jeff's looking for those too.
Find it. And I don't want to pay an arm and a leg either.
And it has to be that color. Has to be
dark bluish gray.
Dark bluish gray. Because he's having a color conflict issue.
Yeah, I need 2 of them. 2 of them would work just ducky fine.
Oh. Oh, look. Gross. What? Because it's Mega Blocks? Is that what you say?
I think so.
Oh, we have a Lego Pierce in our midst.
UCS B-Wing. The big fella.
Yeah, the big bad boy. Okay, so I got 2 of these now. I was about to say, oh, cool. These aren't flick fire type missiles, but what it is I'm building 2 racks, and it looks like they just hold them, the extra pieces. And I think I'm building a flick fire type mechanism later. Oh, hey, this is all bricks count, Jordan. I got everything. 90% Lego, but I got my share of the other stuff. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that goes on there. Okay, it doesn't look horrible.
Actually, I look forward to building that Kobe tank at some point. That'd be
Oh,
cool.
I keep forgetting. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely getting deep in the weeds. I mean, you've got 1 or 2 Kobe sets now. You've got the
Yeah.
Turtles Mega set,
Yeah.
which is not from the best era of Mega, so
No.
it's going to be an experience.
Actually, I was looking. I did another search on the party wagon set. Actually,
So was I.
I found there's one in the States. There's a couple in the States. But like, I'd be spending $200 to get it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, that'd be great, but God, I spent like $50 more and I got the tech control.
Yeah. And that's going to be quite a beast when you build that.
Oh yeah,
That's definitely going to be something.
and just hopefully I don't run into any issues with a missing part or something. Might not just be something.
Oh, Jordan goes, look, Ryan, you don't want to know the price of the part. That's the problem. He does know the price of the part.
I know the price of it. No, the question: do you have? Did you find? Do you have? Do you have 2?
Oh, is 2 what you need to get past this bottleneck?
Technically, you need 4 complete set, okay. But I use 2 black ones in where you can't see it anyway, so I really don't care. But I need 2. And the last I looked, I was probably going to have to get them from overseas.
So Jordan's going to look. What we really need is for a new set to come out that somehow uses that piece.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, problem solved.
That happened when they I built that Death Star 2, and there was the the little gear shift piece, or like your what do you call it? I call it a gear shift piece, but or like your stick for in an airplane, that type of Lego piece.
Yeah.
There was one. It was like was it all light gray, or it was a funky one, and there was only a few sets, but they brought it back when they released the new UCS Star Destroyer.
Oh,
it was in that set because I needed like 30 or 40 of them or something like that. Yeah, so I was like, oh, perfect.
Yeah, that's all it takes is for them to bring it back, hopefully in a color that's useful.
Yeah.
So here I was hoping there'd be no shooters, but yeah, there's 2 stupid shooters on the end. It's like, I guess that's what happens with a 6+ set, right?
Yeah.
2x4s and some slanted. Nope. One of those. Come on, I need one more. There we go. All right, so Jordan's going to Facebook you, Ryan, if he finds anything.
Sweet.
Yeah, and if for some reason you can't reach Ryan, you can reach out to me, Jordan. We will figure out the connection. I gotta get more guys posting to the Bricklink group.
Yeah, either it kind of petered out, eh?
Yeah, a little bit. Either what they're selling or what they're interested in, or even like guys like Brad with all the other stuff they do.
Yeah.
Just to keep that kind of momentum going.
But yeah, I did kind of notice actually that you say like it seemed just lately there for a while there it was actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
And it just kind of petered out lately.
Yeah, I'm still really, really pleased with that group.
Well, and we still
I
get
mean,
lots of new members. Like,
yeah. I think we're 1,200 on that. I think that's right. 1,200
yeah,
members.
I haven't looked to see what the
And
total
when we're
was in a while.
600 or almost 600 on the club, which is like, dude, that's awesome. Because remember, I
Yeah,
took that group over at 107, and
yeah,
it was 107 for like 3 years or something. I'm not knocking the original guys, but it's like, everyone who starts a group, they're usually starting it because of something that happened somewhere else, or they don't like something they saw somewhere else.
yeah,
And my whole thing was, well, I would like to not start from zero because having an established group always helps because it's already got years on it. So like it's going to
yeah.
look good no matter what. And then I knew I could promote it to get some movement on it. So that's worked out pretty good. I can't get Mega to move or grow as much as I would like, but even then, I got to get together with Simon Key. It's really tough because like he's not even on this continent. I think he's in Asia right now.
Oh,
Yeah, he was one of the guys I was going to interview and stuff, and it's mostly
yeah.
my fault just because I'm the one a little less flexible. And but he's got some good growth with his domain group, and I'm just trying to piggyback off of that a bit. And he's a fan of my stuff, so that helps.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Well, is it literally his idea for co-promotion and this and that, and he's actually helped me out a few times. Really nice guy, and he's been YouTubing forever. He's literally a big kid. He just never outgrew the toys.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so Kep, the group is I think you're talking about the Bricklink one. So it's Bricklink Lego Stores of Canada, and then my other two groups I got in the scroller on the bottom here. But yeah, the group I like the Bricklink stores to post in is Bricklink Lego Stores of Canada. I've got about 1,200 members, almost all the 700 plus Canadian stores. If I had to guess on an actual number, I'd probably say 650 out of the 700 plus stores are in the group. Not all actively posting. Not all of them have actually posted a link even, but they joined. So I'm very happy with the growth of that group. Just would like to see a bit more activity, especially since I make it real easy. Like you guys can just promote your store every
Yeah,
day. I mean,
spam it. Go ahead.
I've not had a reason to come down on anyone. I mean, that's the thing. If it gets bad, then I'll change a rule. But
Yeah,
it's like I haven't had to, and that's the thing. All growing groups, you can be relaxed in the beginning, and maybe later you got to change it, and that's okay. But we're not there yet, and we got 1,200 members, and I haven't had to step on anybody. So I removed one the other day from all the groups just because they're an agitator, not necessarily doing anything wrong, but they're just constantly agitating and agitating. It's like, you
oh,
know,
just being kind of toxic.
yeah, it's like, I just don't need it.
Purposely trying to piss people off.
Yeah.
Just
And then there was another one that I removed who got honest truth. Her husband has blocked me from his group. So it's
oh
like, why am I letting her do her thing? I know it's petty and all, but it's like, just why?
yeah.
I'm not suggesting she's spying. I'm sure it's nothing. It's just whatever. And I've tried to mend fences and say, nah, it's okay. It's like even the little tiff with the T-Mog, he may not realize it, but I don't block him anymore. And even BFAB and me have talked. I don't block him anymore. I'm not going out of my way to hang with BFAB or anything, but
yeah. What was it? I think I was just hanging out in one of Hive's streams, and I commented a couple times, and he actually BFAB actually brought it up and said, "Oh, I was on a stream once with him, and I was showing a couple things, and then he started flexing. He goes, he was like, I got this UCS set, and I got that." It had me laughing anyway. He remembered me.
Jordan, nothing really happened. It's just you got to remember his age versus my age, and honestly, it's better when you kind of hang with people your own age. Maturity levels are different. Things are just better the way they are now. And we'll leave it at that. Wish him the best. Ooh.
I think he finished building he's been building his gunship. I think he finished it today, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. That's a pricey set.
Yeah.
That's a lot of chores for grandma there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to own it, but I've almost made that decision. Like, it's just those big UCS sets, I just can't. I can't do it. I don't have anywhere where I could display them.
I can barely have it behind me, right? It's literally over my shoulder, I notice. I can't.
I just can't do it. I'd love to,
tough.
but I can't make that commitment. To just have something sit in the closet or something like that. Eh? I can't see any time soon where.
Well, it's like you got this one. That's going to sit for a very long time.
Yeah.
The Star Destroyer up here in the corner, that's going to sit very long time until I come up with it. And probably that Enterprise, same thing. Castle Grayskull won't be a problem. Whereas Castle Grayskull won't be a problem. Even the Infinity won't be a problem. But that Enterprise is so wide when it's built. I don't think that's going in the cabinet proper. I still might just give that one to my mom. I've been thinking about that over and over.
That Enterprise, I'd love to see you build that Enterprise though.
I should build it and then give it to her, take it apart and maybe rebag it just to make her life easier. All right. I'm going to grab another drink and see a man about a horse. Be right back.
Okay.
I'm young at heart. Oh, thank you, Jordan.
We're making progress. What have you been busy with, Jordan, lately? Have you gone anywhere? Did you go to the football game at all? Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. I'm missing something.
Shazam.
I might be missing something. Maybe.
Oh, Kev, the one I took over, I don't even remember what the original name of that group was now. And one of the things I promised was I wasn't going to change the name, but it's the first thing I did. Because I knew it was important. I wanted Lego Club Canada. I wanted that as the name. I had that burned in my head. Oh, I can't remember what the original name was now. I'd have to look up through the history. But yeah, it's in the scroller. Good little group growing. Starting to get some traction in there. Almost 600 members. So I'm very pleased.
Huh.
What's wrong?
I think the Bricklink list is wrong.
You mean the parts for the set?
Yeah.
It's possible, but that set's been out a long time. I'd be really surprised that it's gone this long without a correction.
It says I only need. Well, I went back to my parts list that I printed off, and it said I only needed 6, but there's 6 on each bag. There are actually 12. Which is, yeah, that doesn't make sense because actually I've got 11.
Take it easy, Mama Lego.
Unless, I don't know what happened there.
Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Have a. Well, you only got a couple hours, not even, for your birthday. Happy birthday once again.
Night, Mom Lego.
I was half thinking earlier when I started posting all around the internet, happy birthday, Mama Lego, that when I knew she'd be on, she's always on.
Yeah.
That I would sing, but it's like no one wants to hear me sing. Come on. Nobody wants or needs that. Here's another unique mega piece. They're canopies for their fighter jets and stuff. I don't know if they reuse any of them, but it seems like every time I do one,
Price of the bird.
it's a new mold altogether. Really nice too.
It's so helpful having a bunch of spare parts kicking around.
Oh,
So just had to go to the bin. Lo and behold, I have an extra one.
see, I'm always considering, like, even today, I was scheming today. You remember how I said I was going to do the bridge over the desk, and I still might.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to figure out a way to cram 1 or 2 more billies somehow.
Yeah.
And even half height billies and I could put one on a desk. Technically, I could put 2 half heights there, or I could put one there. I don't know. There's many things I could do. I can literally put one right here, and it won't interfere with anything. The laptop would go on it. It changes nothing for my setup, but it gives me a couple more shelves. And but when I measured it from the height of the desk to the height of the tall billies, I'm out 6 or 7 inches. So what do? Because having it on there is awkward enough, but if they don't match up height wise, it's like, so what am I going to do? Because if I can make the height match, then I could do a bridge over, that would be ideal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. More logistical problems I got to solve. Because in my small head, I think I need to do something. You know, clean up more, build more, take apart more. That's all I got to really do. Problem solved, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm looking, oh, how can I get more in here? Because then I don't have to build more. Or I don't have to take apart more.
Something I'm really looking forward to, because I still watch him quite often. Mander, when he actually gets himself into a house, I'm curious to see how he goes about getting his collection all squared
Yeah, how
away.
does the big man child
Yeah,
build out his house?
it'll
Yeah,
be
because
interesting.
he's getting to start fresh, right?
Yeah,
We all are working backwards. We have
yeah,
families, we've done this and we've done that, and now it's like, oh, how do we squeeze this hobby into our existing lives?
yeah.
He gets to start fresh with his house, and it's going to be neat to see how he rolls that
Well,
out.
yeah, and you know what? He's got deep pockets, so he's already planning on like everything's going to be in sealed glass cabinets. So it'll be
Well,
quite interesting to see.
I know he said that, and I'm glad he's thinking that way, even if he doesn't have pets. I mean, that's just good for his collection, period.
Yeah,
Anyone who's, even if you don't have pets, when you have your sets out, it's tough because unless you got a hermetically sealed place and you're super diligent about dust, it's something else. Oh, are you done? Yeah. Okay. You know where to plug it in, right? Yeah. Come on, come on. What I should do is build a matching tank for this tomorrow. Just to be done with them, you know?
yeah.
Because I don't see me buying more in this cheapy kitty line of theirs. I mean, I bought the tank because I wanted to see it. I was holding out. I've literally been holding out for 3 months for the Top Gun one. And it's like,
Oh yeah, right.
for the jet. And it's like, seeing this one yesterday for $7 when it's 24, 20, no, $25. It's like, okay, I'll get this and I'll shut up.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to envision how I want to have like at least one glass shelf full of helmets from all companies. I want to have, one shelf full of, or two shelves I envision for all the Mandalorian related sets because there's a fair
Oh
bit
yeah.
now. I mean, the newest Slave One counts as that, as far as I'm concerned. So,
You know, the I had full intentions with uh, all the Mandalorian sets and stuff when they came out that I was gonna kind of keep up with them and get them all.
yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, now there's that Slave One. It's like I didn't really want to get it,
I mean, that
so
I've
I'm
put
trying to
them.
rethink. Maybe I might just say, no, I'm not gonna worry about com- like being a completionist. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I counted it. I don't know if this is correct. Maybe it's not. That Mandalorian Starfighter. I considered it a
It's
Mandalorian set
yeah.
because it's got Bo Katan, but
Apparently it is. That's what it's based off of, anyway.
yeah, but it shows a clone, so I don't know. I considered it anyway. Mandalorian set might as well be. I've been building out the clone stuff, so not a big deal. Yeah, this jet's coming along, looking good too. Come on, camera, stay in focus, you. maybe that's what I should do here. Nail down that focus on that camera. This one, advanced. There. So now, good, it won't change focus. And while we're at it, blur, nope, okay. Get rid of that so I don't screw up my camera. So I'm afraid to leave that app running. Let's see, there we go. All my cameras are still good. What did I mess up? Nope, we're good. I got 4 pages left. This is a nice little build. I think I should commit to doing one build on every new bricks, even if it's just a small one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it might be a way to hammer out a small set or something, eh?
Yeah, I mean, it all adds up too. Let's see, green dot, red dot. Two tiles. And 4 of these weird ones. I need one more. Let's see. Red dot out here. One thing I haven't done, I've been wanting to do, I've been wanting to sit through one of those tours of Brick Fair, beyond the brick. I assume they've got them up now. The hour-long, 2-hour-long tours. I assume they've got it up. And
I watched some of Rich Boy Jay's.
That was horrible. Even my wife, she was going, "It's so out of focus." And I go, "Yeah," and he's a very experienced YouTuber. I mean, he should know what he's doing with that camera a little better. And we watched a few minutes of it. And we had to stop. It was just too hard to watch.
Well, I wasn't watching it close. Like I think I'd done dishes and I was organizing something under the sink, doing just hammer out the honey-do list, and so it was kind of just playing in the background. I wasn't really paying attention. Just more or less, I was hearing all the music, but I never noticed being out of focus or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, if I'm going to watch that video, that's going to be something I'm going to watch. Oh, yeah. So let's see. So I was busy. I caught up on The Bad Batch. And it was okay the way it ended.
Kind of disappointing though at the same time, eh?
It's
was okay, but yeah.
And I'll definitely come back for season 2.
Oh yeah,
but
same. Like it grabbed me, but
it's not as overall. It's not as good as the last season of Clone Wars, and I don't know. And keep in mind that's where they had their birth, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's as good as the series as a whole. There was parts of Clone Wars that stank. Some of the early stuff was just hard to watch.
Yeah.
The storytelling got better as they went along. But I like the characters enough that I'll definitely be back.
The second last episode got me so hyped for the last one, and then I was kind of just underwhelmed with the last one.
Yeah.
But no, I'll definitely be watching the next season.
I'm even at its worst, like even the worst Star Wars stuff is still Star Wars.
Yeah,
So I'm never gonna,
I
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
I'm the
ever crap
same.
on it too bad. I mean, because I grew up in that era of, okay, so I saw Star Wars in a drive-in theater. So I saw it in what was it, '78 or whatever as a kid,
Yeah.
and then in '82 or '84, Empire Strikes Back, and then a couple years later, 4 years later, or whatever, it was Return of the Jedi, and I stood in line overnight for that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a big deal, especially at my age, and I don't know what I was, 10 years old or whatever, 12 maybe, to be out on a city street, camping out for a movie.
Yeah.
But and then we had nothing. We had nothing from Return of the Jedi until what was it, like 2001 or whatever, when the new Star Wars movies started coming out,
Yeah.
the prequels. And it was like we were so desperate for so long to have any Star Wars content that I'm kind of the mindset I'll eat anything to give me,
Yeah.
just keep feeding me. If you go on
See,
Disney Plus, there's probably stuff there. I don't know if you've seen it in their vintage Star Wars collection. You'll see the two TV movies are listed there: The Caravan of Courage and something else,
yeah.
something of Endor, which were two made-for-TV movies. Then you'll see the Droids cartoon, which wasn't horrible. It's okay for what it was, Saturday morning stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got, of course, the holiday special, I think, is there with Boba Fett's first appearance, and because that predates the Empire Strikes Back appearance.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. Boba Fett's first appearance in the Star Wars universe was not Empire Strikes Back.
Oh,
It
really?
was that horrible CBS special, a Christmas special that they had put out using some Star Wars footage, some new stuff from the three key actors. It was horrible, but it's something every Star Wars fan has to watch at least once in their life. And Lucas had nothing to do with it. That was totally the studios. Thank God Lucas retained better control later on, because I tell you, man, what they did with that holiday special was horrible.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's worth watching. It really is, both for the live action and for the cartoon segments, because they got. Think of it as oh, remember the Carol Burnett show?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I've seen parts of it.
yeah. They had different segments. Every 15 minutes was a different segment with a loose tie-in through all of it, and it was actually very interesting because one of the things they kind of did with that TV show was they were trying to sort of do a religious seasonal, Christmas type thing without addressing
Hmm.
any one religion. Just have it be spiritual and
Yeah.
have it reflect on the season and being together and all that stuff. And it was kind of neat what they did. I mean, a lot of people crapped on it, but
Yeah.
honestly, the only real reason to watch it is to see Boba Fett.
I'm gonna go grab a chunk of tape. I got to do the same thing with the pin thing that I put the wings together.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah, just the same piece. It just needs that little extra help to
Oh,
pull
okay.
it
Well, see, now
together.
you're an expert on it, so it'll be
Yeah.
even easier.
All right, back.
Yep. One, two. Oh my God, that pin don't want to go in. Boy, it looks like I got a lot of extra wheels. All right. Yeah, because unless these are somewhere else, these are definitely extra wheels. Which don't suck. Okay, that's kind of cool. So these are. Okay, so if I put this one in like this. Oh, come on, get in there. That's not bad. And then what? Like this? Okay. This is not a horrible design for landing gear. It's nicer if you can hide it, but oh, really cool. And it rolls okay. I got a frictionless surface, so I mean, like it'll spin out if I want it to, but it'll look okay. And very swooshable. Fold them up. Looks cool. Cool enough, anyway.
All right.
Very cool. I was just mentioning the simple landing gear. Oh, okay. I don't know if they should put these clips in. I was wondering when I was playing them, like, oh, if only there was something that would hold these in place. And I realized, yeah, there they go. The clips hold them in place, but it's almost overkill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of weight to the set. I don't think they really need to do this, but yeah, okay. I mean, that'll prevent it bending. So I mean, that's not horrible.
Who's there?
Yeah, not bad. Do.
Looks like that.
Okay, so we got a canopy here. Oh, look at that. I didn't even notice. The windscreen for the canopy, to me, feels like it's in backwards. Because you would think the hinge in the back, but okay, I get it. Not bad. Oh, I'm a dummy. I put it in backwards. But it actually doesn't look wrong if you look at it. It actually kind of looks okay. But yeah, it is actually in backwards. I'm going, that's a little odd looking. Because I've never seen one open up quite like that.
So, well, that looks dumb.
Okay, now I got to figure out how to get this off now without breaking anything. This very unique part that I cannot replace. Wow.
Well, that's a beast of a wing anyway.
Well, yeah, once you start getting more on there, that thing's going to get so heavy. There we go. We turn this around. Yeah, that looks... Yeah, that probably makes more sense. The whole time I've had the piece on wrong. I go, that's so weird that it's going in what feels like backwards. Nice. Okay, cool. And now some wings. Go, bravo. Nice printed pieces. Yeah, I hope Mega never goes backwards and goes back to stickers. Now, of course, the only problem is if you got a used set, you're going to have to get replacement parts when you come across some really mucked up prints. But okay, the jet itself is done. Let's put the 2 eye poker outers in. Let's see. I'm going to fire the missile here. Ooh, that's got some... Yeah, eye poker outer is right. Check this out. So I'll shoot it against the back plane here. And 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh,
Okay.
man.
That's
But
got
they're
some.
not,
It's
I
got
don't know
some
if there's,
velocity there.
yeah, but you know what? It's not spring loaded. It's just plastic on plastic. It's just you.
Oh,
Yeah. So there's no real fear of a spring automatically triggering on you.
yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm messing with it. There's no spring in that piece that I can see. That's pretty cool. It's just your own pressure downward, which of
Yeah.
course means eventually that little lever, you're going to break that. But no, that's pretty cool. And the set's designed with 4 extras, so it carries them on the underbelly. That's pretty
Yeah.
neat.
Lots of firepower.
That's a great looking jet. Now I got to build some sort of ladder for it. Basically, I'm done. I got 1 page, and then I got to figure out the figures.
Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3 steps left, and then I can get the wing on.
Oh, I thought I had 4 extra wheels, but I don't. This ladder thing is on wheels. Not that having extra mega has ever come in handy, because it hasn't.
Yeah.
Not once. Have I gone back? Oh, I'm glad I got this part in another set. Oh, and I just noticed my camera started doing its wonkiness. Let's see. No, let's do another trick. Up, down. Come on. See, I got to figure out what the science is behind this, because it only does it once in a while. That is so annoying.
Yeah, it starts going all grainy and.
Yep. And it could be good for, an hour or two, and I just don't know why. Like there, it's okay. What? Oh, I also notice it's zoomed out now.
Oh yeah.
So, I think what happened is the camera had taken a crap on me. So let's see what I can do. This one. Home. Widescreen.
There.
Block it out again. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, it's not bad. Now I'm afraid to adjust it more. Yeah, see, it brings it back. Shoot. Here. We'll leave it there for now.
Ooh. Try not to break something. Try to get the technic pins to go in. There we go.
Should not drink a bottle of Coca-Cola when streaming.
No.
I'm saying like, oh my God, I'm burping so much. And the worst part, I made a mistake of pouring it into my Gatorade bottle, and it was still a tiny, tiny little bit of Gatorade in it. It's like, oh, that was a mistake. Made it taste like crap.
If you want to flip the camera, I'll show you
Ooh.
what I got here. Yeah, this thing's getting.
Let me see.
You weren't kidding. It's getting heavy.
Yeah, and you might find there's some flex that's going to happen later, but that's looking pretty good. So you did the same thing to join that little trick of mine?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I had to do it. So yeah, both here and here.
Because it looks nice and even now. Like it looks really good.
There's a little bit of spread there, but you're not going to tighten it up any. But at least it's not. It was flexed out.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see too the.
See if you ever want to get creative, that gap. Okay, you know with some of the Stormtrooper figures and other figures, they got that little L bracket with a neck hole and a single stud.
Yep.
Okay, so I think the thickness of that is equal to the thickness of your gap. Because what some people have done is they've taken the studded side, they snip it, right? So they get rid of the L bracket, they snip it so it becomes a flat piece with a thin stud. Then they crazy glue another stud to the other side. So now you've got your own double-ended, but on the thinness of that back bracket. And it works good enough to, but you got to be willing to sacrifice parts for it, but it's not a big deal. It's a pretty common part too. And usually any set that gives you one,
there's multiples
gives you multiples of it. So people tend to have extra.
No, I'm quite impressed with this set so far.
But that's, you'd have to measure it first to see, like, is it worth destroying a part? And then, of course, like I said, crazy gluing a stud, and you got to figure out how you're going to make a stud, right? What other part are you going to sacrifice to get a stud?
Yeah.
And I was worried about the camera. But yeah, I'm going to try it myself because I've seen it done enough times now that's like, I really got to try it. But trust me, you go to some of these shows and you see these mocks these guys do. There's all kinds of shenanigans being done.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've seen plates completely snipped in half, right, to make certain things happen.
Yeah. I remember as a kid, I tried doing that. I needed a shorter plate or something like that.
Yep.
And it wasn't pretty when I was done.
I thought nothing about cutting parts and you know.
Of course, I didn't have a sharp enough knife, and I think.
Oh, it was horrible. I was using steak knives, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I ended up snapping it, and then it didn't fit properly.
Later on, I ended up with a box cutter, and I learned how to, score and bend.
Yeah.
But that still did not produce a clean result. I will go back through my parts, but it's like, this is the thing with Mega. So I've got 2 of these left over. I got 2 of these wedge pieces left over. I mean, it's not the first time I've had big pieces, but
it's kind of odd. It's kind of surprising when you build that much Lego to end up with pieces like that. You ought to think you've done something
I've had mega sets that only want to give you 1 or 2 extra, and I've had mega sets that give me a lot of extra that are clearly not needed for the build. And it's like, I don't know if that's a quality control problem or if that's just that was their policy back then. Give you some extra parts to play with.
Yeah, you're automatically thinking, okay, where did I go wrong?
Yeah, where's my mistake?
Yeah.
But given everything's gone together really good, I just don't see where or how. So I'm pretty pleased. It's a nice looking jet. Now I just got to figure out these 2 minifigures.
I was kind of scared there, trying to put the wing on the engine piece, and you get the squared off pins. I got them started, but then trying to get those friction pins to snap in, scared I'm gonna frickin' break something because I could hardly get my hands around this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to push too hard. And then I could feel one side went in, not the other. And you know how it is when you get them off. Yeah. If they don't go in at the same time, usually the other one's not going to go in.
Yeah, and the longer the spread, the worse it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no. Then you pull them apart, and of course, half the pins end up in one, half in the other.
It's one of the things, you just got to hold your tongue a certain way and it'll go.
Yeah.
Or you fight with it for 5 minutes and then swear and kick something and then come back and try it and it goes in the first try.
Okay, I haven't put the helmet on this guy. And this is not going to autofocus, but you can see kind of got like he's got kind of a rock look to him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's something.
Now I'll put his helmet on. I hope it doesn't wear the print off his head, but whatever. So what's neat is the arms. They're jointed at the shoulder. Really nicely, actually.
Yeah, they are kind of neat. The mega figures, a lot like the posability and stuff of them is kind of neat.
Well, these ones are restricted compared to like the Call of Duty figures.
Oh, okay.
These are dumbed down. These 6+ figures, the Wonder Builders sets, their figures are closer to Lego than they are Mega Construx style.
Yeah.
Because they just have the hip bend. Do they bend? Okay, so they do rotate a little bit. Yeah, okay, so they do rotate. And then you've got the shoulder joint and then the nice bobblehead kind of rotating joint. But they don't have the full articulation of knees and elbows and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty good compromise. The back of their legs is kind of weird because it kind of got the Lego Man 4 holes deal. There, I'll put it where the camera can see it a little.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird looking, but this way they can kind of sit better. I'm not sure what gun he should have. I got 2 weapons here. Got another pack with another figure.
Got here. Cinder Sins.
Where? Hey, Cinder.
How are you?
Things are going good here. We just we did new bricks where I showed off that I got this particular set for $7 when it was $24.25, and then I got a bunch of these things, these figures here, 5 or 6 of them, and then Ryan conned me into building.
This is our. Well, I bet you it's been about 2 weeks since I had touched this thing, so I figured I should.
Has it been that long?
I think so.
Oh boy!
I'll look and see when my last live stream was. I think it was a while.
So here's what this guy looks like without his helmet. Kind of got the rock look, but with no Fu Manchu goatee or anything. His arms are a little stiffer, but they're fine. See, the first time I encountered this style figure, it was with a Jing Bao set. I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. They're, different, a little bit different than Lego, better in its own way.
I guess it was a week and a half ago. Feels like a long time.
There we go. That's kind of cool. So we got this dude with the kind of cart.
Oh, yeah.
Going up to the jet. Come on, pop open. It clips in pretty good, so that windscreen is not. There we go. It's not going to pop open on its own. See how good this figure fits now. Oh, you really got to kind of stud him in. Okay. Fits in good. Not bad.
It kind of reminds me of the Blue Angels or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out earlier.
That's what
See, for me, snowbirds, but yeah, Blue Angels. Definitely got that feel to it.
Yeah.
If Jason was around, he'd know for sure what this is supposed to mimic.
We saw the Blue Angels in at the Minot State Fair years ago.
Yeah?
That was cool. They actually they pumped a bunch of jet fuel on the runway at the airport.
Oh?
And flew the jet over, and the afterburners lit the jet fuel.
No.
Oh. And we were back half a mile, and we could feel the heat. It was it was unreal. It was cool. We didn't know what was happening, eh?
Yeah.
Jet went cruising by, and like you could hear the boom when he went by, and then just the flames, and then the flames, and then the instant heat. It was so awesome.
When was this?
Oh, it would have been mid to late 90s.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, because there's just no way.
I would have still been in high school.
Are they doing that now?
No.
Everyone would be up in arms. That's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Well, they used to, they had done a few different air shows. At one point, they were holding them right at the base. There's a big Air Force base in Minot, and they had the air show that you go into the Air Force base. But and I know Dad had mentioned they'd been to one where they went in, but they held that one at the airport. I think it must have been more security, and they quit allowing people into the base. But
see, for us, cool. Air shows in Toronto, it's always you go down to the lake, down to the C&E, and if you're on the grounds, great. If not, you're down on the lake shore, and you see them fly over the lake. So there's no way they're lighting anything on fire.
Yeah. They wouldn't be doing that this year with how dry it's been.
I was at the C&E when there was one crash. They were doing a crisscross maneuver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was ever so slight. They touched wing to wing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I was too young. I don't remember if someone died or whatever, but I got to believe something bad happened because they were not flying very high. I don't believe anyone could jump out.
No,
not at the height they were flying at. Actually, we were going to have, I was surprised they announced we're going to have the air show this year. It's going to be very limited, but
yeah.
Well, the C&E, I mean, last year was the first time it's closed in 100 years, give or take. And they said they're going to have it open this year. I don't know how, but.
Well, our Royal, they call it the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair.
Mm-hmm.
That had been going for over 100 years. And last year's the first year it had ever been canceled. Yeah, it's well over 100 years. I'm not sure just how many, but longest. I guess, longest running agricultural fair, or whatever you want to call it, in Canada.
What, the one you've got?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'd be shocked, but I guess so.
But yeah, with COVID, they had usually it was right around spring break is when they'd hold it every year.
That was a pretty good
But
little
apparently they announced they're having our summer fairs happening. It's late, but it's happening. We're having September 2nd to 6th. We're having a fair in town.
Really?
Yeah, and they're doing one in Winnipeg too. The X or whatever they call it. It's happening over a longer period. I think it's from like August 26th to 2nd or something.
Okay. Well, we call ours the X. The exhibition.
Yeah, that's what they've always called it in Winnipeg, and it's the Brandon Summer Fair out here.
Gotta fire off these missiles again. Ooh. Oh, and I regret that one already. God damn.
There's supposed to be an airship near Edmonton next week.
Boy, I was hoping that went in front of this box, but it doesn't look like it. Which means if it went behind that box, I'm super screwed.
Cinder saying there's supposed to be an air show near Edmonton next week.
Oh, wow, really? Okay.
Air shows are fun. They're fun.
That's a great memory I have with my dad is we'd go to, of course, we had the one at the X. Then we'd have one in Hamilton, which makes sense because we do have a military field there. Oh, boy. I'm going to be looking for that one piece forever.
Good thing you have extras,
seriously. It went into, thank God there's extras.
Did it go between your parts bins underneath?
Well, see, under the desk, I got the Mac Anthem box still.
Oh, yeah.
And then behind that is the wires for all the internet in the house.
Oh, okay.
But it is isolated to a spot. It's not like it could go far, but.
Don't you have all your parts bins under there too?
Behind the desk, I've got
it's on the other side.
6 of those blue ones. Yeah, they're literally on the far edge under, because there's an overhang of about 8 inches, 10 inches.
Oh, okay.
So somewhere between that and my feet.
Yeah.
And then I have the giant Mac Anthem box, which still has half the parts, because remember, I only built the garbage truck.
Oh, yeah.
So literally, this is how big the desk is, that I can get away with putting that underneath and still not touch it and still have room to get into the desk like a human being. And it kind of acts as another artificial wall down there.
Yeah.
But, now I got to go down there.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem to stop. Unless it did and it rolled behind me, but I don't see it.
Well, I think I'm going to hit the hay here.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll be chatting. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, hey, thanks
good.
for hanging around. This was good.
Right
And I got another set built. And look at that. And I did it within 24 hours of acquiring it. That's like a new record. That has not happened in like a long, long, long time. My wife will be pleased. Yes. More boxes going bye-bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it is kind of cool because now I don't have to figure out where to put the box. All right, let's shut her down.
Right on. See you, Cinder.
Take it easy, Cinder. Mama's already gone. I don't know if Jordan's still around. Take it easy, Jordan. Catch you tomorrow. Peace.
Later.